All right, hello, everybody.
What?
Yay!
Ah,
Whoa!
you scared me.
Not as much as you scare me, the Holy Spirit.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of exposure, but I guess that's just the white monitors, right? Or
I
just,
think so.
yeah,
It
okay.
yeah, see, it looks better, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's a lot of exposures because I'm looking at the screen. I apologize.
I was, the times I'm like over like at your place and I actually see the stream setup. It does look really comfy, but like I noticed that like that light's like really like up close and personal too.
It is. I gotta figure out a better way to light it up, but you know what? For now, it looks fine.
Yeah, true.
I mean, does it look real quick? While before we even get intro, does it look better if I do this?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll leave it like that for now then.
Yeah. I think like if we're gonna go with like a particular color on your side, green, like in the back end, just kind of illuminates everything, is the way to go.
Yeah. Well, I could probably bright up my green a little bit more.
Hmm.
Let me see.
It can go
Yeah.
greener.
I don't know if it can go greener. It's
You're
definitely
making me
wasting
angry.
electric.
So you won't like me when I'm angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry. Oh, no, it can't. That's actually 100%.
Oh, okay,
Anyways,
gotcha. Alrighty, we'll start with the episode. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin.
such a weird intro. Hi, my name is Philip.
Hey, watching or listening to episode 463 of DangIT Podcast. Welcome back, everybody. It's certainly been a week, and honestly, a lot of it's
Hmm.
been a mix of like a lot of stuff happening like early in the week, and it just kind of like cools off a little bit like in the latter half, or at least for me personally. Phil, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that. I got the yeah.
Yep, sure is, Justin.
Sure is.
but
Sure was.
but you know what? Like, it's weird because like, well, it's my sense of like
Okay.
my perception of time is a little warped right now. But we did have a couple of like things going on in this week of June. This is like Xbox and Bethesda showcase, like that Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's wild. That feels like it was a while back, but yeah, no, we did like a whole watch party there, and it was super cool. We got like food. We were just hanging out. We had some technical difficulties because it was the first time we were doing like a whole collaborative like effort towards this, but we
Hey,
made it
but you know
work.
what? It's cool. It means the game room can be used like that. That's pretty good.
It's possible.
Yep.
Do you have any plans to do that in the future? Because I think that'd be really sick to do. Like, well, I mean, whenever you have the time to do that, like
Like actually set up this as a studio slash like game room. Yeah,
maybe
I
not.
do want
Yeah,
to.
yeah. If anything,
I know
game room
what you mean.
first. Yeah.
I for like future Tanuki Media videos, I would like to like some of them be on me on the couch playing a game or something like that,
Hmm.
like that kind of angle. So sometimes, yes. If
Yeah. Okay.
the answer
Gotcha.
is yes. The answer is yes.
For sure. All right. Well,
For sure.
yeah. But I guess for in the meantime, we're just kind of getting things started. Quick question, not to put you on the spot. You are starting to work on some Tanuki videos, right?
I have them. Yes. Not they're not done, but yes.
Okay.
Yes. I
Cool.
have an idea that I want to throw around. Oh, I threw it around in the chat and I think people liked it. So
Hmm.
I would like to at least like talk about it just a little bit, but
Yeah.
it was a little inspired by the fact that you're doing a lot of tech review stuff as well.
Hmm.
And I was just like, okay. Anaya's got his show going on. Avid Souls Adventures, by the way, it's really funny. He's playing through Final Fantasy VII original, and it's just this is someone who's never played the game, so it's really funny. And then you got all your tech reviews and stuff,
Hmm.
and I was like, what can I do as my presence on the channel other than Kingdom Hearts? Um, because that's really all three of us, anyways. So,
Mm.
and I got it. I literally am sitting in it, like,
I'm
and
sitting
I
in
was like,
a room of
I'm sitting
content.
in them. I'm literally sitting in a room of content, and I was like, what am I doing? I could use this, and so I thought of Tanuki
I'll
Media Retro.
I'll play my vinyl CD.
Yeah, I'll just play them. I've just the whole video is just me sitting with my like the music streaming through capture and my headphones. So I'm just sitting there going like this. And then sometimes I'll nod and be like, I'll pause and I'll be like, yeah, so this part of the song really engages. No, no.
Mm.
Although there are music ideas in this, but yes, Tanuki Media Retro is what I want to start.
Whoa.
I want to start that up. It's gonna be like a brand inside a brand. So like it's like a section of videos that we'll do, and not it doesn't have to just be me. So I might as well be the one that starts it.
Oh
But it
yeah.
could be like, instead of like modern tech reviews and stuff, we can do retro games and retro like content using
Gotcha.
that platform. So
Mm. Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
wanted to do. And then so like I have an idea of what I want to do with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh oh, my bad. Sorry, I thought someone was at my door. It's just Katrina getting the mail.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Uh but my first one will probably be like a top 10 like NES games. So
That's fair.
and more
That's
like
fair.
my personal things, and start getting that rolling. Like kind of show you what I actually mean by what I want to do with it.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay.
there's like a lot of NES things. There's a lot of like for me, retro would be anything like, oh god, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Like PS3 and lower.
Ugh.
I know
Ah.
we're old. We're old, Justin. That's just how it is. Okay, we're old. The
Oh my god.
360 is fucking old.
Real quick, did you know that we heard that they're no longer like producing like Xbox One titles.
Yep,
So it's like, oh god.
we're old. What did I say?
Oh my god.
No, yeah, they're not future first party, at least. They are
Hmm.
not doing Xbox One titles anymore.
Okay.
Everything you saw, which we'll get into, is Series X. That's it.
Or like the series
Mm-hmm.
consoles. Gotcha,
And you
gotcha.
know what? Good. I want
It's time.
it is time. I wanted a reason to have next gen consoles.
This
I
is
get it.
true, yeah.
I get it. We live in an era that, we had a pandemic, and those consoles launched during a pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
there was always going to be this thing where not everybody was going to be able to get a hold of a new console. There was still
Mm-hmm.
big gaps. So I understand the idea of releasing multi-platform, multi-generational games.
Yeah.
I get that. I think we are about to hit year 4 in November already of these
Jesus.
consoles.
Oh my god, you're right.
We're already about to hit year 4 of these consoles. I think it was about damn time we stopped making Xbox One, PS4 versions. I'm not saying let's not make those games. I still see value in like making games for those consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a first party, you kind of want to give us a reason to have a new console.
True, true.
Like God of War Ragnarok being a PS4 and PS5 game is so weird to me. So weird to me. Like I don't associate it with PS4 at all. That is a PS5 game to me.
Sure, sure.
But, I will say Insomniac recently has been pretty good with that. Like Ratchet and Clank being a PS5 exclusive.
Gotcha, yeah.
But also at the same time, this comes with another talk. This is also in conjunction with another discussion that we're gonna have
Oh.
today.
Okay, okay.
Because we got to talk about Starfield, and
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be a whole thing too. So,
Got
but
it.
I'm assuming we're gonna save that for when we talk about the Starfield Direct.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Other than that, that's what I wanted to do with Tanuki Media. Is Tanuki Media Retro. I wanted to kickstart it and
Nice,
like
nice.
really, and I don't mean like an actual Kickstarter. I mean like actually like go
Here,
in and
here,
start.
here.
Yeah. Start producing videos under that banner. And like anything that we do retro wise or like retrospectives and stuff like that. So my angle is kind of like what Digital Foundry does with DF Retro, except not get too technical about everything.
Yeah.
Be very more casual about it.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, like Digital Foundry is specifically for that, right? Like you get into the nitty gritty like tech stuff, and I love that kind of stuff. But that's not what I wanted this to be. Like I wanted it to be like, yo, here's some NES games that I think are great. I don't worry about what frame rates are. Like, like no, that's not what I'm saying.
That's true. It
Yeah.
is. I found a little bit of joy about like doing slight adjustments when it comes to like analyzing like frame rate stuff. Mainly, it's just like as far as like your own like pleasure when playing the games and not just like analyzing it too much. Um,
Yeah, me too. It's fun going back to NES games and knowing that most of them run 60 frames.
yeah, that's wild. That's how I
Yeah,
felt like with GameCube. I was like, wait, you're right. Those are 60 frames.
yeah, 60 frames was very prevalent in the NES, Super Nintendo era, and then when we got to 3D, it was really
It
hard
was difficult
for
to
like,
even maintain that.
yeah, it was difficult to even maintain 30. So like you got games that are like considered 10 out of 10 godlike games of all time. I'm
Mm,
talking like Ocarina of Time, Crash Bandicoot, you know? Well, Crash Bandicoot's probably a little bit more solid 30, but Ocarina of Time barely struggles at 15. Like
yeah,
all the way through. And I don't see anybody complaining about that game.
it was. Yeah, it was definitely a different time.
Like we have some what is considered some of the best games of all time, and they're struggling to hit 30 frames. Like
Hmm.
even Final Fantasy 7 drops sometimes here and there, like during
Yeah.
battle combat sequences.
Hmm.
So I'm just saying. I think I wouldn't go as far as to say it's that dude from IGN that said frame rate 60 FPS is a buzzword. Let's not go that far. But really, as long as the game plays well,
Mm.
it should be fine. But
Yeah.
again, we'll go a little more into that later.
Kind of jumping into Tanuki a little bit more. I got another video out there, or at least I'm working on right now, and it's involving the new like handheld from Asus called the ROG Ally. I've been talking about it like here and there ever since it got announced, like as an April Fool's joke, and it's like,
Jesus.
and I was like, whoa, this is actually legit. So I was like, oh, this is, and they're actually like promoting Game Pass like on PC. That's interesting because obviously like there's been like Game Pass on PC for a while, but not like in a handheld form or even promoted as such. So I was like, is this like Xbox's like unofficial handheld?
Well, can't you run Game Pass PC on Steam Deck technically?
I believe so. You have to kind of get Windows installed there, but otherwise you can only like
Yeah,
access it through like, streaming it. So it's like
interesting.
it's part of like cloud gaming in that sense, which is still a really cool feature. I just can't really fully get with it.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's definitely a nice supplementary thing, but it's like I gotta play natively, so I'm not like,
I've discovered a way that I kind of like to use cloud gaming for, and it's
hmm,
it's very specific. It's if I'm not sure if I want to play the game all the way, but I want to try it.
okay,
So like on Xbox, there's like install or cloud. Just
hmm,
choose cloud, stream it for a little bit to see if you were interested in what the game is, and then if you're really interested, then you can download it through Game
fair,
Pass. Obviously,
fair, okay.
that's I've been recently doing that. So,
That is fair.
but even with how decent my internet is, it cloud gaming is tough sometimes.
Yeah, I think I started thinking about it a little bit more when I was away, like on vacation. It was it was just like it was like a day trip over in San Diego, but the house that we were doing Airbnb with had crazy internet speed, so it really was feeling very native. But I didn't have any type of like button inputs. I just had touchscreen, and that was the weirdest. It was rough. It was a
Ooh,
almost like
my heart.
it was almost to a T a Metroidvania, like as far as
Jesus Christ.
leaning towards like Metroid gameplay. So it was really tough.
My friend did cloud streaming for or PS5 cloud stream like over here,
Mm.
and it was so wild because he brought a actual DualSense and then like had it Bluetooth to his like phone, and I was like, what the fuck? So wild. And then he used it literally to play SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. It was pretty good,
That's funny.
pretty good.
I'm just gonna check in with some of the chat real quick.
I
Ghost
should
Hand was
pull that
saying,
up on my
and
side.
don't worry, Ibrahim, I did see you too. Ghost Hand was saying it's legit strange that Xbox never tried their own PSP version, but then again, their PSP would likely be a medium range PC laptop. And
Um, yeah, kind of, pretty
and
much.
technically speaking, they do kind of like have that as far as just like the software of Game Pass just being something you could install, and it's just totally up to your computer to see if you can run it.
I think I think people forget that like a lot of resources have to go into maintaining an ecosystem on portables.
Mm.
Like for the longest time, we have to realize like how marketing worked. You had Nintendo home consoles and Nintendo portables.
Right.
Like, yeah, like as an example, like you had to satisfy specific games on like DS and like those are exclusive on let's use Wii and DS, right?
Okay.
You had to make exclusive DS games, but then you also had to make exclusive Wii games. You had to give
Mm.
someone a reason to actually buy these. And then you're alienating the fan base. You're
Gotcha.
alienating certain franchises. With the Switch, now it's all one thing. Like all the portable franchises that used to exist, all the home console ones now exist. That's why you can play Pokemon on your TV now. Well, normally.
No, yeah, do through
Yeah,
the
yeah,
normal
yeah.
means. Gotcha.
And yeah, Ghost Hand's right. Vita was a disaster, but the Vita was a disaster for reasons that wasn't the actual console. Like, well, let me rephrase that.
Okay. All right.
The Vita lost because it was too expensive. They tried to
Yes.
market it as a play anywhere kind of thing when you needed to pay for 3G or 4G on like on a separate plan. It was AT&T exclusive
Bro, I didn't even know about that.
when it started, and it committed the one sin that PSP also committed too. No, let's not forget that. It uses a proprietary memory,
Mm.
and it's a little like chip that's specifically for Vita. At the very least, PSP was using Sony proprietary, which was used for like cameras and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Vita had, there is no such thing other than a Vita memory card. That's what it's called, and it is hot like garbage trying to get one, especially nowadays. Stupid expensive. I have a 32 gig in mine. That's as much as I can afford.
Oh my god.
I wanted the really cool 128 gig one, and I just
You couldn't.
good luck. Good luck. It's Japanese exclusive, first of all, so you have to import
What?
it. Yeah. In America, they only went up to 64 gigs.
Oh my god, I didn't even know about that.
In Japan, a lot of people think Vita was bad over all the world. No, in Japan, Vita was successful. Vita also had the Japanese RPG, so that makes sense.
Hmm.
It's a baffling decision to use the cell processor for PS3 that made. Yeah, it is a baffling decision. Yeah, so the Vita was basically a portable PS3. Is essentially what it was.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's, I don't know if you saw a lot of cross-buy promotions back in the day. Like you could buy a PS3 game, and sometimes you'll get the digital access to the Vita version. That's why.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
A lot of my Vita library is digital games because I already have them on PS3.
Fair. Okay.
I only have a very small stack of Vita games, but yes. But again, there are also Vita exclusives that don't exist anywhere. There's also, Sony had to sit here and actually have development teams for two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sony gave up like 3 years in. But that's not the point. The point is, what I'm trying to get at is Xbox wanted to focus on home consoles. And that's probably why they didn't make a portable and to compete. Because they probably already knew that they're the new kid on the block. And let's be honest, if you're not counting mobile, Nintendo is pretty much the king of portable.
Yeah.
You don't touch Nintendo. Like we can argue about Nintendo's home consoles all day, but I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me on Nintendo being like the king of portable consoles.
Yeah, just it's built such a good reputation, just like from the ground up. Like PlayStation hasn't even like really dabbled in that since PSP. Really, like that's legitimate.
PSP was a success, but it was also still behind the DS.
Yeah, which is was crazy. Yeah. And then so Xbox, if they were to try to adopt that, make their own like set of games specifically for like an Xbox portable.
Ghost Hand, I agree. Vita Killzone is amazing. It's really good. That the fact that they were able to fit an actual whole ass first person shooter with campaign and online multiplayer, I was like, bro, what is this?
Whoa.
What am I fucking playing? Like Gravity Rush is really impressive for the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
With all the physics going on in that game. And really a lot of like indie games. What makes the Vita so popular is the indie scene. Like they held up that Vita so much. Like Sony abandoned it like early on. Let's be 100% honest. But Japanese RPGs and indie games, they were keeping that thing afloat as much as they could. I appreciate that. It's an indie machine for sure.
That's interesting of you to say that, because obviously, like with the Nintendo Switch, which obviously released later than the Vita, it's now just like a much like it's kind of like a must-have like place for like indie games to show up, because it could just run it just fine.
Well,
And it's also portable.
My favorite quote is someone on Twitter said, "The Vita walks so the Switch can run." That's pretty much correct. Yeah, a lot of the Vita exclusive games are now on Switch. There's a lot of like the same kind of indies, and yeah, I mean, being able to play like for instance, let's take East 8. East 8 was on Vita, and then now there's a Switch version. Like, come on,
makes sense.
Like the indie scene pretty much gravitated towards the Switch. Once the Switch realized like, oh, we can just do this. Like it's the same thing, touchscreen and everything. The only thing it doesn't have is the back pad, which is fine. Hardly any game used it anyways, except for you, Uncharted. That's why you're a goat. That's why you're the goat. Oh no way! Little Big Planet used it too. Oh, and Tearaway. Everybody seems to forget about Tearaway being a Vita game first and then a PS4 game. I forgot about that. Yo. There we go. Yeah. Ghost Sound said Tearaway Pure Fire. Exactly. Minecraft. First of all, what's good? Second of all,
yeah,
Nintendo they do. Needs to do their direct. Yes, they do.
It's true. We are kind of like starved of that this month.
We can talk about that a little bit. I would say that what do we have for first party Nintendo? Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Everybody 1-2 Switch.
And Pikmin 4. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Nintendo did release Zelda, right? Like they're gonna ride that high horse until they're gonna ride that bad boy till the very end.
You'll probably like, aside from like Pokemon DLC, you're probably gonna hear.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah, you're probably gonna hear like by like the course of this like rest of the year, there's probably gonna be a Tears of the Kingdom DLC that they're gonna try to like hint at. If anything,
when you're speaking of actual new games, it's just everybody 1-2 Switch and Pikmin 4. But when you're talking like updates and DLCs, you're forgetting that Mario Kart still has 2 more packs to go.
Ooh, that's right.
You're forgetting that Pokemon has 2 DLCs to go. Splatoon 3 still needs to release its story mode expansion.
True. Yeah, I remember that.
So there is a decent amount of content, plus whatever they drop on NSO. Like next week, we getting Fire Emblem, baby! Finally, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nintendo.
I was so hyped about that. I was like, yes, it's about time we get to see that
about
again.
Damn time we see Fire Emblem.
And then a follow-up tweet just shows the Japanese version of the NSO getting that. And the prequel.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
I was like,
the fact that Japanese Nintendo shows up again. Hey, dude, you should download the Japanese apps and see what they have on there. They have all of the Super Nintendo Fire Emblems. They have all of the NES Fire Emblems.
That's bull, dude. How did they get
so bullshit?
They got localized. It's stat.
But Nintendo does need to do a direct because we're in like the
middle.
We're going into uncharted territory from this point. Like we know third-party support is ready to go. You know, like literally next week the Sonic Mania or Sonic Origins Plus DLC is coming out.
Oh yeah.
You have what is it? All of the level 5 RPGs coming out.
Oh right.
Like Professor Layton. You have the Fantasy Life. You have Deca Police.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 is, I guess, going to be on Switch, so there's that. Like you have a lot of third-party releases covering the Switch for sure. But when it comes to first party, that's my big question: is what else do they have? Because I would like to be wrong about a potential Switch 2 already. We are in the 7th year of the Switch. I get it. I understand this, and it's almost time for a refresh.
Yeah.
But I personally think Nintendo is going to be hard headed about it. They're gonna be bold and try to push the Switch more.
Hmm.
I mean, they don't have to do anything. They're still the best selling console, even though PS5 is kind of creeping up with monthly sales now.
This is true. Yeah, I since I'm not like really well, I'm not a part of them, so I couldn't even like tell you. It's like, okay, well, this is exactly when we should start promoting like these games or even a new console because you know there are rumors here and there that just like float around. I have one in mind that talks about like next year there should be maybe an announcement, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah.
Ghost said, "Man, that just makes me feel bad about Dreams. Media Molecule created the perfect Little Big Planet successor, and it flopped." You know what?
Oh,
You're right, because Dreams is really cool, but I think Dreams had a marketing issue. I think Sony didn't know how to market that game, and
true.
so nobody knew what Dreams was up until
Yeah,
it actually came out.
that's very
And
important
like
in my
that
opinion.
sucks. That sucks because Dreams is literally a game creator. Like create whatever the hell you want. They just didn't show it like that. They were just like, here's these random things you can do, and you're like, what? Like sure. Like remember there was an E3 conference where they had like snippets of Dreams in made in Dreams things, and like they were just like puppet shows. And I'm like, this is how you market Dreams?
Well, I guess
I don't
I
know.
was gonna
Like
say, I guess you would have to like really try to like dance around a lot of like potential copyright issues if you decide to devise up and sell out the fact that you can make this type of level versus this type of level. Have I seen that in
mhm.
Mario before? No, 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 no way. It's a puppet show.
He said Mortal Kombat Switch version was a legit miracle. Yeah, it is. But I've actually seen it. It looks rough. It runs 60 frames. I will never doubt that game. It runs 60 frames on Switch. That's great.
That's
And I'm
nuts.
and I am a person who says, you know, as long as the gameplay is there, then graphics is like secondary. Mortal Kombat's technically known for its graphics nowadays, so it kind of ruins the illusion. But it runs. I have a friend who has the Switch version, and we will play it here and there for 11, mind you.
Hmm.
So it's the same people who are gonna do that for one.
That's gonna
I
be nuts.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. They also have native versions of Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein. Yes, they do. And let me tell
Sure.
you something. I was playing Doom Eternal just the other day. I got the limited run physical copy, and yo, it is the worst version of Doom Eternal to play. But there's a big but there. Having said that, it plays like Doom. It looks like Doom.
Plays looks like Doom.
If as long as it plays like Doom, feels like Doom, looks like Doom, it's Doom. Like it is a good version of the game for Switch. It even has the multiplayer intact.
That's crazy. What?
How? I don't know, but it has the multiplayer intact.
Whoa.
Panic Button. Yeah, Panic Button makes miracles on Switch. They
Oh
do.
yeah, yeah.
They're the ones that ported Rocket League. They ported
True. Yeah, yeah.
Wolfenstein. They ported Doom. They ported Doom 3. Have you tried the Doom 3 port on
Mm.
Switch? That port is a miracle. It is literally 60 frames per second. It looks like if you were playing like a slightly better version than the 360 version. Like that's how good that version
Whoa.
is.
Okay.
And it's super cool. Oh yeah, Doom. Oh, Doom 3 is a great game. It's the weakest Doom game, but it's a great game. I don't think there's a single bad Doom game. Honestly, there really isn't.
Mm.
Actually, you know what? I might say something controversial. It's fine. I was gonna say Doom 2 might be my weakest Doom game, and that's only because of level design. I think the levels are bigger and more like in scope. I guess like they're way bigger in scope, and the problem is when you got an engine like Doom where people can just shoot from you across the screen and the levels are so huge you don't know where the bullets are coming from. Yeah, that's probably a big issue in my opinion. So I kind of lean towards Doom 3 over 2
Hmm.
sometimes, but you also have to be in the mindset that Doom 3 is a horror game. It's not actually a Doom game.
Can I say that I think Doom on the DVD featuring Dwayne the Wire Rock Johnson is actually a really bad video game.
Yo! Hey, that movie sucked, but the first person like scene was really cool. The part where they actually made it look like Doom, I was like, this is what I wanted.
I'm pretty sure you felt the same way about Halo too.
Oh my god. Oh, not the Halo show, dude.
But
I don't want to talk about that.
I did see the first person. I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually legit.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk to them about giving Chief a face.
And having sex?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
All right.
I get it, but I don't. Like, but yeah, no, Nintendo does need a direct.
Yeah. Thanks for rewinding it back to that. I was like, where did we...
Yeah. We went from the Nintendo... But anyways...
I think it's because of, like, I was talking about ROG Ally, and it was talking about Xbox, and then it changed over because of the handheld scene.
Don't say that. Don't say literally cucked Cortana.
Ooh. Ooh. You're right.
My brother in Christ, what are you talking about? No. I only have one pickup. I don't know about you.
I got one physical and one digital thing that I did like get because it's actually gonna be gone by tomorrow as well.
Oh, you know what? There is something else leaving too. We should talk about that in a minute. But I'll get to that when you're done.
Oh, okay. Shall we just go ahead and showcase it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. There was a game that was published by NIS America. It's called The Lost Child. It's sitting here digitally because there's a sale on it for like $5. DLC is like pretty cheap too, but it's sitting right there, right next to Tears of the Kingdom. But if you guys are curious, it's like it's kind of a first person dungeon crawler. It doesn't sound as like exciting as that or look as exciting as that, but
I'd say it's like Etrian Odyssey, but not as good.
Fair.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you're just wanting to like collect some lost media, then there's that. The other one,
Chad is asking where the block button is, and I think that's turned off because it's a podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry guys. It'll only be accessible like when we're doing goofy stuff. I mean, this is kind of goofy, but still.
This is a little goofy, but
audio must not be compromised when we're having our conversation. Then all of a sudden you hear we hear literally getting cucked by Cortana. You hear, yes, sir.
No, this is why we don't turn those on. This is exactly why. No, not the yes, sir emote. Oh my God, Justin, please. That was a good setup. I thought you were going to mention the bonk. And I was like, I set myself up. It's fine.
No, I do love the sound effects. But the other one, this is the actual physical one. It was on sale, like $10 off. But it was out for a little bit already. It's called Trinity Trigger. It's the collection of
it. You son of... That's a cool-looking game.
It's a really cool looking like special edition because it's got like the physical Nintendo Switch game. It's got the art book and has not one but two soundtracks for it.
Do you want to know what's really funny? With you calling that a special edition?
Oh no,
that's the standard.
Yeah. Is it? Like there's
no other way to buy it. That's just how it is.
Really? Oh, okay. Sorry,
it's $60 and that's the base. It comes with everything.
Yeah, because like I see like the actual standard case for it. And I just thought like
no, like that is literally the way they sold it. Like there is no special edition.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. I really wanted it too. I probably should pick that up soon. It looks cool. It reminds me of Secret of Mana. And I'm a very big Mana fan. I love the Mana series.
There are some pretty big names that are behind the development of this game. You might notice it like when you see like the box cover like this. There's a certain like character design on that one. You're like, huh, I've seen that before.
Is it Fu Ryu? Is that Fu Ryu the developer?
I believe. Well, actually, I'll have to look it up real quick.
Should tell you in the back of the box.
You're right. Let me see. Yeah, you're right. Fu Ryu.
Oh wow, cool. Ryu. Cool. Yeah, they do some. I'd like to say sometimes budget RPGs, but some of my favorite one from them is the Alliance Alive. That game is really cool. So I have one pickup. Okay, so I have a quick story for it. It's I got a limited run delivery like I normally do.
Oh.
I was very excited because I was like, I know what this delivery is. These are two games that I've been anticipating to play for a while. And then when I opened it, I was like, yes, here's my first one. This looks great. And then when I pulled out the other game and I was like, wait a minute. Slow down. I was like, something's weird here. I got two of the same game and not
one of each.
one of each. And so I regrettably missing my Power Slave Exhumed, which is actually the one I really wanted to play. For people who don't know what Power Slave is, it's an old first-person shooter that was developed on consoles for the Sega Saturn and the PS1.
Whoa.
And so in Europe, they couldn't call it Power Slave because the word slave is in there. So they called it Exhumed. So Night Dive, this is a Night Dive game. That's why I wanted to play it so damn bad. Because Night Dive is literally like my favorite like port developer right now. They're the ones who did Doom. They're the ones who did Quake. They did Doom 64. They did the Turok games. So this is another Night Dive first-person shooter effort, and I really wanted to play it. What the port is they took the best elements of the PS1 game, the best elements of the Sega Saturn game, and then Frankenstein this together to make what would be considered the most definitive version. And what I mean by that is like you have to be paying close attention. Like you'll go to the same style levels. Like for instance, like I think it's based more on the PS1 version, but the Sega Saturn archetypes and architectures are like baked in it. So it kind of looks like a mix mash of both.
Got it.
And so it looks like a really cool way to do it. Yes, Ghost Hand. It is considered one of the best first-person shooter Metroidvanias before Metroid Prime.
God,
it's actually an inspiration for Metroid Prime. So,
oh wow,
it's actually considered a game that inspired Metroid Prime.
Gotcha.
Dude, I'm really upset that it didn't come in. So I already opened a support ticket with them. Hopefully I can get my copy because I paid for it. But this is I do want to point out because some people will get a little crazy with limited run when things like this happen. I've been ordering from them for years, and this is the first time it's ever happened to me. So
got it. Okay.
Take that with a grain of salt. It happens sometimes. And last time I had a customer support thing with them, it was for my Jack 4 box.
Oh yeah.
And they fixed that immediately. So I just have to wait 2 or 3 business days.
Fair.
We'll see how that plays out.
Okay.
So keep that in mind when I show you the next game, because I'm going to show you the one I actually ordered. Because I got 2 copies of this now, apparently. But I didn't open them in case I have to send one back. But the other game is really interesting too. And I kind of am excited to play it now that I have it in my hand. But again, not opening it until I actually get a confirmation.
Sure.
This is a game called Demons of Astaborg. So what it is, it is a... Oh yeah, dude, I want to play that System Shock remastered so bad, dude. The remake for System Shock looks so damn good. What it is this is a 16-bit Sega Genesis platformer, action platformer. It's a new game. It's actually a homebrew, like new game that they made on actual Genesis hardware. So like they were selling like legitimate Sega Genesis carts of this game.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
That is kind of sick, but I totally missed out on those.
Damn.
So the second best thing I can do is pick it up on the Switch. And it's the same game, so I don't
That's fair.
That's fair. It. Yep. So it is an actual Genesis game, essentially. Like brand new, developed for the Sega Genesis in mind.
That's
with
so
the
wild.
Hardware limitations, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, excited to have this. If they let me keep the second copy, I might do a little giveaway with it. Well, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, because I don't usually keep doubles. I'm not that kind of collector. I'm not a weirdo. If I have doubles, it's because I have it for different consoles.
I was gonna say Mr. Doom himself is saying this.
Hey, you leave my Doom collecting habits out of this. Just because I have Doom 2016 on Switch, PS3, 4, and Xbox One does not mean anything. Okay. You just because I just got Doom 64 on my Xbox One when I already have it on PS4 as a download and on Switch physically. And my original Doom 64 card.
You can continue, King.
leave my Doom alone. I actually really want to get some of the more fun and interesting Doom ports, like PS1 Doom. I want to get that.
Okay.
I want to get that soon. It's a really cool looking one. And then what's the other interesting one? Oh, Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance Doom looks weird, and I need to try it. Even if it's bad, I gotta try it. That's the thing about me. I like bad games. It just depends on what's in. They have to be interesting for me to be like them. That's also something. That's an idea I kind of have for Tanuki Media Retro. But yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Doom game has a cultural landmark. All right.
It's true. There's differences in each Doom game and in each Doom port, and there's always something really interesting to talk about when it comes to the ports. Like there's always these cool development histories. There's like these crazy stories about one person porting the 3DO version. Was it the 3DO version or the 32X version? I can't remember. Either way, it was rushed. I'm talking like, good Lord. It was like one person ported that in 2 weeks, and it is rough to play. But knowing that it was ported by one person in 2 weeks is crazy. So, but I am excited to try out Demons of Astarbor. It looks cool.
Cool.
It looks cool. Okay, well, time to talk about the smaller showcases first.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into those.
We can run those real quick. I have them pulled up.
Oh, okay, cool. Which one do we want to start off with?
I have one that you probably didn't realize happened, so I'm just gonna throw it out there real quick.
Oh, okay.
Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Oh, right.
Mr. Suda51 himself.
Suda51, the No More Heroes people. They got that.
Oh, yeah. You hold on real quick. Ghost, you're right. The 3DO version is the one I was talking about. So the 3DO version is the one that was ported so fast by one person, but the CEO of the company created the music with a garage band. And
Hell yeah.
They essentially, you should listen to the soundtrack. It's interesting. It's a reinterpretation of what Doom can sound like with a live garage band, and then they use that OST for the game instead.
That's so funny.
I'm telling you, there's so many Doom ports out there. There's the Super Nintendo, the 32X, the Atari Jaguar. There's the 3DO, Game Boy Advance. I want to play them all, literally just to see them. Oh, there's also a Sega Saturn version. There you go. Anyways, yeah. So Grasshopper Manufacturer.
What they have?
Our boy Suda51. Not much. It was as trolly as I thought it was gonna be. They did confirm, kinda. It was weird when they said it. They talked more about Shadow the Dam Remastered.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm excited for that. I'm glad that game is finally getting a second light. It's a hidden gem on PS3 360. They said coming to modern platforms, probably. I was like, what is probably?
What's probably even mean?
What does that even mean? Like, does it mean like they're thinking about a Switch port and then they're just not gonna do it? Like, I don't understand. But they said all modern platforms, so I was like, dude, Shadow of the Damned on the Switch would be so crazy. I mean, it could run it. It's a PS3 360 game. It should be fine. And I mean, it's in the same engine as No More Heroes, so it should be fine. Yeah. But there's that. And then, of course, in traditional Suda51 style, they did show off a brand new game that they're working on.
Oh.
But it was blurred.
Damn.
It was censored. It was the background of a TV, and then he comes out on the screen. He goes, whoa. Are you guys really filming in front of the new game? You can't be doing that. And then that's how it ended. It was like 11 minutes.
Oh, it's 11 minutes?
And I was like, classic Suda51. I love it.
Bro.
Classic. So yeah, so pretty much what we got was Shadow of the Dam Remastered is coming to modern platforms, probably.
Probably.
And a new game is being worked on.
Okay.
All right. The next one.
Some news.
Some news for Capcom Showcase.
That was whoa.
The Capcom Showcase was kind of rough.
That was rough.
I ain't gonna lie. It was kind of rough. Let's get into it, right? It was weird because they all they did was like, if it wasn't a new announcement, all they did was show off the trailers they did use already. And then that was it.
Mm.
Like they opened with a game that we will talk about again later. Kunimitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Yeah. That was just
It was the exact same trailer they used at the Xbox Game Showcase. That's it. That's all they used. They cock teased the Mega Man franchise, or they cock teased the Mega Man fans, and then Mega Man Cross Dive offline for mobile. For mobile and PC.
Actually, so there are ups and downs with that announcement, sure.
There are ups and downs. For the up is that it's the offline version, which means it's not tied to an online network anymore, which is kind of cool.
Which is good.
That means it's not. Yeah, it's good because it used to be online updates and microtransactions like all over the place. Now, I'm not saying there might not be microtransactions. It is still a mobile game. And from what I know, the gameplay is actually kind of solid. I've never actually played Cross Dive.
Well, the important thing is the fact that like the servers were going to close for the the international version.
Yeah.
So it's like, that means like you would have like lost that like ability to play through that game again, like specifically like for that edition of it. But as an offline, that means it can be part of your reserves. So it's good.
So that's a good thing. It's just that it's a mobile game, and it kind of sucks.
Not even moved to any type of console. It's just stuck on PC and mobile. So
it sucks because we're in a world where like Mega Man is more prominent than ever, and people, thanks to the fact that Capcom has been re-releasing the original games, people now understand why people like Mega Man so much. And like Mega Man 11 was such a big hit for them. I don't understand why we don't have a 12 or an X9 already. Like I don't get
X9,
it. I don't get
bro.
it. X9 would be sick as hell. But I still don't understand why they haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I expect maybe a Battle Network like version or some type of that in its form, and I'm totally okay with that as long as Mega Man thrives.
I mean, we're still missing some series. We're still missing the Legend series, and we're still missing the Star Force
series. Yeah,
I don't know how they would do Star Force. Those are very touchscreen heavy. But hey, Legends, like I've said this multiple times. You make a Legends Legacy collection. Make sure it has Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Legends 2, the Misadventures of Tron, and fuck it, you might as well throw in the Mega Man 64 port of Legends as well, just to round it out with 4 games. There you go. Throw those in. That's a deal. I'll pay $70 for that. I'm not even kidding. I'll give you my firstborn for that.
Huh?
Whoa. Think I'm kidding?
It's Katrina watching.
I hope she is. She needs to understand.
She needs to know I have my boundaries, got my priorities straight. Transactions the baby.
Oh my god. Hold on real quick. Ghost Hand said Dragon's Dogma 2 is enough. We'll get to that. Cryzen Dino Crisis never getting a remake. Yeah, I know.
That's rough.
We'll also get into that. Where's Resident Evil Outbreak? Yo, Outbreak and Outbreak Case File 2 was cool. We'll never get another game like that again, though.
Bro, is there any type of reason for that, or
Resident Evil spin-offs haven't done good?
Yeah.
Remember the last Resident Evil spin-off, Umbrella Corp?
Yeah.
I tried to forget it, but yeah.
It is.
Put a battle pass on it. I don't care. I just want the co-op Resident Evil back. Yeah,
I get you.
That would be cool, but right after Mega Man, we got some Street Fighter 6 announcements.
That was a rough one as well.
Capcom is the biggest supporter of the fighting game like FGC. I
That's
get it.
true. That's true.
And Street Fighter 6 is the biggest game at like Evo. It's the biggest game at fighting game tournaments. And they have their own Capcom Pro Tour. I 100% understand why that segment had to be there. It just sucks because we're not that audience. Like, well, for the most part, like I love the tournaments. But I'm not here for tournament news. I'm here for new game news.
Right.
So, Resident Evil 4 Remakes VR mode got shown again. The same exact one that was at the PlayStation Showcase. So there was that.
Is there anything
Capcom Town's website.
That's kind of okay. That's kind of fair.
That's kind of cool. The one that a lot of people don't actually pay attention to, which is kind of weird, and I want to kind of bring it up, is the Capcom ID.
Yes, actually, that
and
is kind of
like some people don't understand. Like, yeah, in context, yeah, that was kind of dumb. Why they throw that in the showcase? But in hindsight, what that means is crossplay is going to become more prominent on Capcom's side.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. That's important because Street Fighter 6 supports it and Exo Primo is going to support it. So whenever what I'm trying to get at is if there ever is a new Monster Hunter, that's why it's very important that
that's
Capcom
why it's
ID exists.
important.
So
that's what I want here.
I'm really cool with that. I'm really cool with that. I'm not mad that they had to explain it a little bit. Then we got back to the games, and let's start with this bad boy right here, right? There was one Capcom game all weekend, and I'm sure you know what I'm going to bring it up right now, but there was one Capcom game I was wanting to see. I wanted to hear more news about it since it got revealed in 2020, all right? And I was like, I'm really excited to see what this is. I want it. It looks weird. I'm all in for the aesthetic. I'm in. And all weekend, we've had showcases where they had new Capcom games. We've had all these crazy things, right? And we finally get it. Pragmata, baby. And it looks kind of cool. And it's really, I will give them this. It's consistent, right? Like they have a little cute cutscene. Because if people don't remember, it was supposed to come out in 2022. When 2022 hit, they had a cute little 26-minute or second trailer where the girl, she like pulls up a little sign and it says it crosses off 2022 into 2023, and then it says I'm sorry. Okay, and in this one, the main character is fighting in the background. You can hear him shooting things. He's just like, "Are you done? We have to go. I'm almost done." And she's just writing, and he goes, "We got time. We gotta go." And he picks her up, and then the most disappointing thing happened. It's crossing off 2023 now, and it's going into question mark. And then it says, I'm really sorry now.
Oh, no.
And I hurt my feelings because now it got delayed again until further notice.
Your saving grace in that little delay announcement was the fact you got the most sliver bits of gameplay shown.
You know what? Yeah, at least I kind of understand what the game is going to be now, and I'm for it, dude. Capcom and new IPs are very hit or miss, but I am excited for both the new IPs. We got Kunimitsugami.
Yeah,
Kunimitsugami.
I believe so. Yeah,
I have to memorize the name of the game. Kunitsugami. I gotta memorize the name of the game because people keep calling it Path of the Goddess, and I'm like, I know that's not what it's actually called. Kunitsugami looks kind of cool. And, Pragmata's gameplay looked interesting. It definitely looked rough. That's probably why it's getting delayed. But it's delayed until further notice. And that's not something you want to see ever. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
They did show off more Ghost Trick Phantom Detective.
That's fair.
Honestly, I don't know how much more you can show of that game because that game already exists. It is a DS game. And I'm glad it's getting a second life because that game is a hidden gem on the DS. It's really good. Capcom, I'm so sick and tired of you not putting out physical copies in the States. Why? Why do I have to import this to have a physical copy? I hate you.
Boy.
You're going to hear me say that again in a minute. Right,
let him cook.
Actually, you're about to hear me say it again right now. My favorite announcement, and this was the big one for me personally. I didn't think they were going to actually do it. And this was the saving grace for me on this show, is that they're finally, after all these years of having the first trilogy out and even having the prequel games, we are finally getting a remaster of the Ace Attorney series from 4, 5, and 6. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Capcom. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be able to have one platform where I can play the entire series from front to back. Thank you. So it's officially titled Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy, which is really
weird, isn't it?
It's a little weird because I get it. The fourth game is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and he's in the other. He's in 5 and 6.
You can play as him, but like he's otherwise
a main character in 5 and 6. But whatever.
It's weird, but I get it.
It's weird, but I get it. You gotta give Apollo some I almost said give Apollo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna really?
That's a pun. That was a pun. Give Apollo some slack. He's cool. He's a cool character.
Yeah,
but it's cool. That means the recently delisted. Let me get my names right. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice are finally getting remastered.
They're free from the 3DS and I guess also I think iOS.
Dual Destinies was iOS, not Spirit of Justice.
Oh shit! All right,
that's what I'm saying. The 6th game was truly delisted.
Whoa.
So we are getting both of the games on here. I do need to know one thing, Capcom. You forgot to fail. You failed to mention this to me as a consumer, and I am very worried about this. Is the Killer Whale DLC in 5? I need to know. It's very important to me. I need to know if I have to defend the Killer Whale. I need to know.
Oh my god.
That is a real DLC chapter in 5, and I need to make sure. Also, it's really cool that they're still sticking to the hand-drawn art style that they did with the Phoenix Wright trilogy for Apollo Justice, but they're going to use the new engine they made for Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for 5 and 6.
Oh.
Because they're 3D models.
True.
That's cool. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. So, in my opinion, that was the best announcement. I was hyped. I was like, fucking finally. That's what I've been waiting for, baby. That's what I want from Capcom. Thank you. And then they talked about Exoprimal. Look it. Exoprimal does look cool. I saw Ghostan in the chat saying that it looks cool. And it kind of reminds them of Lost Planet. And
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. I wouldn't go that far. But also, Ghostan, I have a question for you. As a Dino Crisis fan, doesn't this game offend you? Because it offends me. It offends me that one of the characters is like a redesign of the main character from Dino Crisis. Get the fuck out of here. I'm still scarred from when they first showed that game and I saw dinosaurs and I said, holy shit, is it finally happening? And
it's under a different name.
it's a co-op hero shooter for everyone. Yay.
Why are they like that?
I don't know. But you know what? It's Game Pass, so I ain't that mad.
Okay.
It's a Game Pass game. I'm gonna try it out.
Sure.
I can't be mad at it all the way. I have to play it first.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it having a presence in the showcase and for how long it was?
It was pretty long, but to be fair, it's the next Capcom game.
Fair.
It is the game releasing next month.
Okay. It was it was like their I wouldn't say their Starfield equivalent, but it's just the next game that they have.
Yeah. Hold up real quick. I needed to pull up one more showcase and I totally forgot about it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'll try it out as well, since it's on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, and it's crossplay, so I'm for it.
That is really cool.
I'm for it. I'm down to play around with it. We can do what we did at Redfall and try it out.
Yeah, we can do that.
I just don't think we'll hate it as much as Redfall.
True. It'll actually look at me shoot up some dinosaurs. But then they're not they're undead dinosaurs.
I don't know who is it. Is it an actual internal Capcom game? It's not being developed by anybody else? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not sure. But yeah, that's cool. And then they ended it with
What did
Dragon's
they?
Dogma 2.
Oh, yeah,
And you know
right.
what? Good. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a big game for them. And I'm glad that they're finally treating that IP with the respect it deserves back on PS3 360. That game is really good. It's really cool. Justin, if you've never played it,
I have opportunities to play. Yeah,
yeah, it is like Monster Hunter. It's like built in the same Monster Hunter engine,
yeah, but it's like
but
more RPG
more
ish.
like spells, RPG-ish. It's like
Wee.
instead of you
Oh.
instead of the idea of like, oh, you're slaying these monsters with like these weapons and stuff, you're actually, it's open world. You walk around, and instead of doing turn-based, it's all done there and there. Like
Oh.
pretend that every battle is like a turn-based battle you're watching, but you're just actually activating everything on the fly.
It's a, like a real time type of thing, but you're
Yeah.
not like limited to like a fighting like, or it's not like Final Fantasy OG 7 where it is
No.
real time turn based, but like in this case, it's not like a grid style type thing. It's just you're there, like always.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's good, dude. Dragon's Dogma 2, it looks really cool. I kind of want to replay Dragon's Dogma 1. It's been a very, very long time since I played it.
That's fair. Yeah.
One of the best Capcom games in that era of PS3 360. It's really good. I do feel like they did a big missed opportunity for that game when they announced it. And they said this at the Capcom showcase. I want everyone to realize what we're about to say. It is a single player game experience. And that seems like such a big missed opportunity, especially in the age of Monster Hunter that we live in, where the original game has co-op to an extent. It is not actual co-op. It's, you get these like spirits and these like people that you can find behind you, and then they can run with you. And that's exactly what's going to happen here as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it is a single player experience all the way through. But you know what? I'm still excited for the game. Again, though, at the presence at the showcase was kind of garbage. They didn't do anything. They literally just said, "Hey, we announced it at PlayStation Showcase." All right, bye everybody. That was our last announcement.
Sheesh.
So, yeah. Besides the saving grace, which was Ace Attorney, I don't think that show was good.
Yeah, it's tough. I
Like,
still watched it,
like,
but you know,
even Suda's show was at least very Suda 51. Like, I get it. That's the whole point. It was going to be trolly no matter what. But like, ooh, it wasn't that good. Either way, we still have 4 more things to talk about. So
here we go.
Let us keep the ball
Let's
rolling.
go. I pull up.
All right, to the next one. Ubisoft, baby.
This one was okay.
It was okay. There were actually some very good redeeming qualities of this show. Ubisoft Forward 2023. We got a look at, they opened the show with this, so they were dead set on doing this. It was Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. We knew the game was being developed by Ubisoft. They announced this a while back. And you know what? It looks actually okay.
Look pretty cool.
Kind of should. And it actually looks kind of cool. I'm not an Avatar fan. I don't really care about the movie franchise. But it kind of looks like it's running on the Far Cry engine. Oh, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I might not pick it up day one. I rarely pick up Ubisoft games day one.
They certainly show a lot of like expansiveness to that world, which I guess they should for the Avatar like series. But yeah, I'm curious about it. So what's going on here?
Oh my bad, sorry.
Far Cry 3 reskin?
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like Far Cry, but it looks cool. You know what? Apparently you can also play the game in co-op.
Oh yeah, that's right, you can.
So that's interesting. Again, I'm probably not gonna pick it up day one. If it's like a cool like discount, I'll pick it up. It looks fine. Like, it's a game I will add to my collection eventually.
Mhm.
And as for me, as long as the game looks interesting and I want to add to it eventually, like I want to pick it up,
Mhm.
I think it's a win. It's good. Good game. The Crew Motorfest. I don't know how many Crew fans are out there for it to be getting a third game. But hey,
Well, good
if
for
you like
you.
the if you like the Crew, that's great. I'm being told that it's more arcadey, and I kind of think that
You know what? That's fair.
goes towards me. I've never really played it,
Yeah, I never
so I
played it.
wouldn't know. I might pick up one of the Crew games just to kind of mess with and see,
Mhm.
you know. But it was a thing. They talked about Assassin's Creed Nexus VR.
Oh, that's right. They did. Those that son of a bitch.
It looks like an Assassin's Creed VR game. Yep.
That's gonna be great.
Anyways,
Yeah. All right.
and then they also talked about Codename Jane or Codename
Wait. What was
Jade.
that?
Sorry, Codename Jade is the mobile game.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot.
The one that's based in China, and I'm actually really upset about that because an Assassin's Creed that's based in China sounds cool. So, but they actually did a good deep dive into Assassin's Creed Mirage, and you know what?
I appreciate it.
I said this at the PlayStation Showcase, and I'm gonna say it again. It actually looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to play it again. Probably won't be a day one pickup,
Mhm.
but it looks good. Granted, it's a $50 release, so it's not like it's a super expensive game.
In these days, yeah. The Crew
Ghost
one.
Hand said Crew 1 is a legit flawed masterpiece. Going from west to east coast was a legit great road trip. That sounds cool. See, I want to try it. I probably will pick it up one day. But yeah, the Assassin's Creed Mirage looks actually interesting. I'm sold. Justin?
Yeah, it's honestly, it just gives me a lot of like OG Assassin's Creed vibes. So I'm with it. Like I'm in. I'm in. I love the
Good.
RPG elements of like Origins and onwards. Although I gotta play the other
Same.
games, but I there was something about just like those. It's nostalgia for me, so I'm totally down for it.
Yeah, I do like the new RPG stuff, especially in Odyssey, dude. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was like for me, Odyssey was like the next Assassin's Creed 2. It was like, yo, this is what Assassin's Creed needs to be. It's such a good game. And then you got Valhalla. So, you win some, you lose some, I guess. But yeah, Mirage looks good. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skim through most of this because there was a lot
Oh yeah,
smaller updates, but I'm just gonna run them. Ready?
Here we go.
This is the rapid fire round. Just Dance 2024.
It's
Obviously. Ubisoft says X Defiant. This is actually coming from Digital Trends, by the way, digitaltrends.com. Ubisoft says it hopes X Defiant can launch later this summer, but it's opening. It has an open session coming from June 21st on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. X Defiant, by the way, is Tom Clancy's X Defiant. Should be more specific. It's the free-to-play game that they're working on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Adi Shankar made a flashy appearance to announce Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix.
Oh yeah.
That's a show.
It was a show. Yeah.
Yeah. The Division Resurgence is a mobile game. That
all right
should tell you everything. Skull and Bones made an appearance again.
I thought
after
I thought
so
it
many
actually
years.
came in. I thought it actually came out and it was just like really quiet about it.
It's been getting delayed left and right.
Jesus.
Skull and Bones is getting a closed beta August 25th to the 28th, and they had a cool little like presence. There was like a song, a pirate shanty.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of cool. Then we get into the really weird oh no, hold on, we missed one. Rocksmith Plus is free on PC.
Oh right. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. Rocksmith was there.
Oh, I forgot about Riders Republic New Skateboard. Yeah. That too.
Yeah.
And then they cock tease me because I really am looking forward to this DLC. But it's the final Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC with Rayman.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
My boy Rayman's coming back. And now the weird section. I'm talking like I never thought I would see this, but you know what? Okay. Roller Champions is getting a Jet Set Radio crossover. You almost made me go download Roller Champions. I'm not gonna lie to you. You
You
almost did.
almost
You
did.
almost got me.
Oh.
I am such a huge Jet
Ooh.
Set Radio fan that I was like, huh? Beat! I almost went to my PS5 to download it. I was like, wait, slow down, Phil. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I know what I must do, but I don't have the strength though to do it.
And then Brawlhalla's getting Master Chief? Ooh, what? And the Arbiter. They're getting both.
Bro.
What the fuck is that game? Dude, I can't wait to play as The Rock versus Master Chief versus Simon Belmont versus fucking Finn from fucking Adventure Time. Like, this is the weirdest game I've ever seen. Hey, I do want to shout out to Brawlhalla. Good for them, dude. I actually I have the story of me and Anaya playing that game before Ubisoft bought them out.
Oh.
Like, we got to play it when it was like a brand new indie game. They were like showing this off. They were really excited. We got to play it at an Evo, and it was like me and Anaya running sets on that game, and we were having a ton of fun. And we were like one of the only people in that line. We were like one of the only people in that line. We were like having so much fun, and they're like, "Oh, you guys really are into this." I was like, "Yo, it's really fun." I think people really need to understand the mechanics, but yeah, it's good. And so like they were like super excited to talk to us. They were like giving us details like some of the mechanics you can do. And then once we started playing it, people started showing up. It was cool. That game's fun. I actually really like Brawlhalla. And then when I found out Ubisoft bought them out to own the game, I was like, what the? That's kind of crazy. So you know what? Good for them. Good that this game is still going and that they're still getting updates. If you've never played it, I recommend a good try. It's fun. It's very it looks like Smash Brothers, but it's very mechanically different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a platform fighter though, so it is like Smash Brothers. And then those were the weird crossover stuff. I saved the best for last. The two best for last though. Second to last for me personally. This was one of my game of the shows at the Summer Game Fest, and this is my game of the show here. And I'm gonna say this, dude. Prince of Persia looks so damn good, dude.
That's very nice.
Prince of Persia, dude, that is one of my most anticipated games. Remember when I said I don't buy Ubisoft games day one? That's a lie. I'm picking up Prince of Persia day one.
I lied.
It looks so good. It looks like they took a lot of inspiration from Metroid Dread specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm in. Metroid Dread was nominated for Game of the Year. What do you want from me? Like,
Dread was also fantastic.
Dread was also damn good. It was my Game of the Year 2021.
Let's go.
So dude, Prince of Persia, it looks fucking good. I am really excited to play Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and I'm being told that the Switch version is going to run 60 frames. Sold. You got me. And it's all. And you want to know what really sold me? When I found out that it's the team who did Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins, I was like, oh, buddy, some of the best Ubisoft games ever made. You got me. Like, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to show me the trailer. Ubisoft Montpellier or Monte. Oh, I can't pronounce the French name. Either way, thank you. Thank you so goddamn much for making this game a real thing. Prince of Persia is a series I really, really love. And to see it getting a cool game that kind of honors its 2D original way, like its 2D original gameplay, but actually modernizes it to be a Metroidvania. Thank you. That's literally all I ever wanted. That's so cool. And the weirdos that are like, oh, this isn't what I want, they're downvoting the videos on YouTube. Like, y'all,
that's weird.
Y'all don't know what good games are, clearly, because that game looks phenomenal. But it's a 2D game, so everyone's all pissed off. Except Nintendo fans. If you look at the Switch trailer for that game, it's got the most upvotes. We in here, Nintendo fans. That's why we in here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we in here. We in here for this. As your Kirby is cheering in the background as well.
Yes, just silently.
Silently, but he's in there. Um. Oh yeah, Rabbit culture is rad. Yeah, the Persian Middle East deserves more representation. It is such a cool, like, interesting lore and world and diversity in there. It's such a good fucking game, dude. It looks so good. And they're doing like cool new time, like I understand that Sands of Time was the one that introduced like time mechanics to the series,
Yeah.
but they're gonna take some of those and make them like abilities. Oh man, you got me. You got me. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And then the I say Prince of Persia was my game of show, but if the real, like, what everyone considers the game of show, look, Justin, I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with me on this. I didn't think anybody could make a better Star Wars game than like Respawn. You know what I mean? Like, they got the Survivor series or the Jedi series, and they're great. Holy shit, Outlaws looks so good. I I really hope it doesn't end up with the Ubisoft tropes. That's all I ask.
It is open
For
world.
nothing. Yeah, that's what scares me, is that it's open world for nothing. But you know what? It looks really good. It's by Ubisoft Massive, so it's the team who did the. Why am I forgetting the name of the series? Hold on, The Division. The Division.
Okay.
So it looks the part. It looks like it plays the part. I'm in, dude. Outlaws looks great.
I'm curious about it. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Outlaws. It looks really fun. Again, depending on how hype I am around the game's actual release, we'll see if I pick it up day one, but it looks damn good, dude. I didn't think someone else can make a better Star Wars game, and here we are, having people rival each other. Isn't this weird? We live in a world where like Lucasfilms is just throwing out all of their IPs to any publisher who wants to do it.
That is cool. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we're living in a new Star Wars renaissance, dude. Like video game wise, we're living in a new Star Wars renaissance. It's not just EA making them anymore, and I very much appreciate that. And that was it. That was the Ubisoft show.
Yeah, it was not bad. I feel like a lot of the big highlights for me were like kind of like spread like throughout, so it was alright overall.
Yeah, I thought it was well paced. It wasn't the worst show I've ever seen in my life. They've done worse. They've done hella worse. But oh yeah, Ghosan said Squadrons was great too. And hell yeah, it was. Squadrons is cool. Have you tried the PlayStation VR mode? That shit is scary. I put on my VR headset and I was playing it and I was like, like, there's lasers everywhere. Star Wars is supposed to be cool. I love it. But my boy, it's time. It's time for the big one. In my opinion, the cream of the crop when it came to the showcases this summer. The big one. And I thought Summer Game Fest was actually decent. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Xbox was not fucking around. We talked about this beforehand, Justin. Especially after the PlayStation Showcase, that Xbox has the opportunity. They have the opportunity to come with the biggest hammer and say, yo, this is why you want an Xbox, right? Like they could show off the best amount of games right now and they would look like the better company right now. And that is 100% what they fucking did. And I could not believe it. Everybody knows here, I'm not the biggest Xbox fan. I preferably play my games on Nintendo and PlayStation. I am looking very much forward to most of these games on the Xbox Showcase. It was not a 10 out of 10. There was definitely some faults in there. But for an Xbox show, god damn, they did good, dude. I could not believe it. Justin, how do you feel about that?
I think it's honestly, for given the circumstances, their presence like last year as far as like first party titles just getting left and right just delayed or not being fulfilled, or even the the fact of Redfall being a thing and how Phil Spencer had to like actually talk about that. This is a very important thing for them to showcase. And granted, it's all a lot of them being announced for 2024, and they were being like pretty transparent about that near the end, where it's like, okay, there's only 2 games out of the whole bunch here that are being released like this year, and everything else is next year with no like actual physical date. But we got this. We're working on it. We've been working on it, and here are the fruits of the labor for the most part.
For the most part. We can definitely talk about who wasn't there, but we do have this entire showcase to go over. So let's start from the very beginning, right?
Boy. Here we go.
We're gonna do as best as we can to keep it short, but I also know myself, I'll talk forever. So they opened with Fable.
Then
you must have the biggest balls in the world to open with fucking Fable, because you set the expectations high immediately out the gate. Immediately out of this presentation, when I was predicting Fable was going to be the end, you showed it off firsthand at the very beginning. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I wanted to see. and apparently that was in game. That was in game footage.
That's so wild.
It was set up like a cutscene. It was set up like an actual like CGI trailer, but it was in engine. And even the people who were complaining, all the Sony ponies who were complaining about like, hey, I can say that I own all of them. I don't care.
That's fair. Okay.
All of the Sony ponies who are all kind of mad that they're like, oh my god, that's just a CGI trailer. The developers, Playground Games themselves, have been seeing it, and they were like, yo, that's the biggest compliment we've ever seen.
Bruh.
That game was actually using in-game footage. You can see very small snippets of gameplay in there. But they are keeping the British humor.
That's good.
The idea of the Jack and the Beanstalk like kind of story is kind of cool for that boss. It's really fun. And dude, it looks fucking cool. One problem: no release date or window.
Boy.
So they probably had that there to just shut up everybody who wanted Fable. And I get it. That was me. I wanted to see Fable.
It's me.
It's me. I'm the problem. But thank you. At least showing me that game is going somewhere and not just in limbo.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to see from that trailer, and I can wait because of the rest of the announcements. So, Thank you. Fable looks great. Justin?
I think, well, I've only played Fable 2. Obviously, a lot of people have played Fable 2.
You played the best one.
And I didn't get far.
Oh, well, you should probably change that.
That probably won't change. Not that I have any disinterest, I just... it's me.
That.
It's me.
It's... The next game was Anaya's game of show.
Sure.
It was the game that Anaya was super into. I think like he didn't really care. Anaya's not a big Xbox person, but even the show had games where he was like, "Oh shit, okay, hold on, hold on." This was the one he was really excited for. Like this is the game of show for him, and I can't blame him. The art style looks incredible, and it is South of Midnight. And South of Midnight is the new game by developer Compulsion Games, the first Xbox published one from them. These are the developers of Contrast, We Happy Few. It looks cool. Again, in-engine footage. That was not CGI. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, yeah, again, it was set up like a cutscene, but that was in engine. And I love that deep southern like look to the game with the bayous and the critters all over the place, and the music, dude, the blues, like bluegrass music. Oh my god, dude, I can't wait to actually like listen to it. And I'm saying this from someone who just beat Contrast, because this game had me inspired. I went back and I played through Compulsion's first game at Contrast. Let me tell you, that game is a 6 out of 10 game. But no, hold on. It's a 6 out of 10 game. Gameplay wise, it's kind of janky. For sure. And I'm actually kind of shocked Xbox bought this company after knowing that. But the ideas, the story, the lore, and the music was so 10 out of 10 that I was like gripped all the way through, even though the game was totally a 6 out of 10.
Mm.
I got to the twist and I was like, what the fuck? That was crazy. It's great. And the music's so good in that. That one's more like French. Like it's got like this like French noir style to it.
Yeah.
And like the music looks like there's actual lyrics and stuff they made for music and stuff. It's great. It's great. So yeah, South of Midnight, dude. I'm in it too. It looks great.
Let's go.
It looks absolutely great. But that was also not my game of the show. So neither was Fable. So even though I wanted Fable.
I think just kind of like lastly, like touch up on that. I wish I could see a little bit more for that one. Just wish I did. Yeah. Just to know what like plays like.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
But I do like that visual aesthetic. If it's not in game, if it's not CGI, then all that art style just goes for me. It's great.
Mm-hmm. The next game they showed was Star Wars Outlaws. They actually announced it here and not at the Ubisoft.
Yeah.
So we already talked about it in great length. It looks good.
Yeah.
The trailer itself was just CGI, but they got away with it by saying, hey, gameplay tomorrow. Okay. So we didn't have to wait long to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Next game was 33 Immortals. And like
that was a night game too.
That it wasn't a night game for sure. If that game doesn't scream Game Pass, I don't know what does. That's a cool ass Game Pass game, dude.
It's
33 players get to play online. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we'll see how that turns out. It's by the developers of Spiritfarer. So it's got a really cool looking art style. Payday 3, baby. Payday 3 is coming to Game Pass September 21st. I don't know if I'm going to get to it because unfortunately there's another big September game I got to get through. And we'll definitely talk about that in great length. But Payday looks cool. I mean, it's just Payday.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like more Payday. I know, I don't have any first-hand experience, but a lot of people played it.
It's been a long time since Payday 2, so I think it's finally time to have a 3.
Yeah.
And Payday is cool, especially because it's a Game Pass game. That's a Game Pass, like that is a Game Pass ass game. Like you really should just download it, try it. We all play together for a while. It's fun. Now the next announcement would have had me through the goddamn roof had it not been leaked beforehand, and that is Persona 3 Reload.
Oy.
If I feel bad because like there are 2 games on here that was leaked beforehand. This was one of them, and I would have been like, what the, like I would have literally lost my entire shit had I had actually seen that at the showcase and not known beforehand. But to its point, it looks great. Persona 3 Reload looks absolutely great. I will say, now that we got a little bit more info on it, it's starting to sound, it's not exactly what fans want, but it's fine. I mean, look, it's a remake of a beloved Persona game. It's the one Persona game that essentially it's the reason you have Persona 5, right?
Yeah.
It's the one that did the style change for the better. And without 3, you wouldn't have 4, 5. So I 3 is dearly beloved for a reason. Like people love that game, which is also why the fans are upset that it's not getting the Fez content or the portable content.
It's just like it's base 3 reloaded.
Base 3. Granted, the Fez content, like the actual gameplay, is kind of garbage.
Oh, really?
But the story is what people wanted. It's an actual epilogue to characters in that game.
Okay.
And then the portable gameplay is the female protag, the one that has a completely different set of. It's a whole game. It's a brand new game.
Nice.
It's not in here.
Damn.
Which is really sad. At least her, dude. Like that's the one I really wanted to see in 3D. So, but you know, again, Persona 3 Portable is on modern platforms. So I can't be too mad. Because then you can actually play Persona 3 Portable as originally intended. So
yeah.
But you're not gonna get the cool Persona 5 engine style. That's what really sucks. But it looks great, and it's a Game Pass game. That's That's fucking wild. That's really wild to me. Avowed.
Looks good.
It
Although,
looks good.
yeah, I guess I can't really say much. Like it gives me a lot of just the Elder Scrolls like vibe as far as if anything Skyrim. But that's kind of
This
what I
is
wanted.
a
So it's like, yeah,
Obsidian's version of Skyrim. That's all I wanted it to be too.
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, look, they've done Fallout New Vegas.
That's
Why not
true. Yeah, why
why
not
not
to
have
make your
their own
own?
take? Yep. And it looks great. It's got a really fun art style that people don't like apparently.
Damn.
That's weird because I like the cartoony looking art style. It looks fun.
I guess it's fair.
But
Well, I mean, like when they first announced it, really was kind of like this hyper realistic, like
yeah,
CGI trailer. That yeah, I kind of understand to a
I don't
extent.
know. I think it looks better, but that's me. I like the colors. There was
Yeah,
this
me
really
too.
cool shot where like there was like purple in the background and it looks really cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
Hmm.
Justin,
Yes.
I know you don't understand the content,
Hmm?
but I'm sure you're excited to go back into it, maybe. And
Oh,
that's Sea of Thieves,
oh, I was gonna
baby.
say, yeah, I've never played like Monkey Island stuff, but
Yeah,
like
so
Sea of Thieves is still cool.
Sea of Thieves is getting the Legend of Monkey Island as an expansion to it. And
That's
let me tell
crazy.
you, that is the best pairing I've ever heard in my life. Almost as good as the fact that they did Pirates of the Caribbean, which is also a Disney property, so that makes sense. Um, but Monkey Island has more of a that's for the fans. Like Pirates of the Caribbean makes sense.
Hmm.
Monkey Island is for the fans. Like I have only played the first one a long time ago on Live Arcade,
Oh yeah.
and there I can already see the references throwing left and right. I was like, the pants joke, that's funny. There's like the music, that's really cool. LeChuck showing up, that was awesome as hell too. There was a lot of cool references in there. I kind of want to play Sea of Thieves now just to get ready for that game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Whoa.
It looks really good, dude. Monkey Island is a really cool idea, and to hear Rare's take on the Monkey Island series sounds awesome. Flight Sim.
It just features Dune, like one of the.
No, 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 no,
Wait,
no.
what's going on?
There was way more to that trailer than you thought, apparently. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is the official next game in the series.
Hmm.
It is going to be the actual next version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you know what? It looks relaxing. It looks cool.
Yeah, I guess it's
It
not
they,
like it's supposed to be a yearly type of thing, right? But they're kind of
it
revitalizing
used to
it.
be. It used to be a yearly type thing, and then they kind of, with the last game in 2020, they kind of really like updated it instead, and then gave it more
Hmm.
features and more features. This is an actual new game. Like this is into the next one.
Hmm.
And you can see that because they added actual missions and stuff. So it's not just about flying around anymore. It's like, hey, you can work for a company and you're saving people, like air rescue and
Oh.
air piloting, all that stuff. So that's cool. Actual like real reasons to play, like to actually go into the world. That's fun.
Hmm. Okay.
And the Dune tie-in is actually for the current Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that apparently they needed to clarify that. But that's a 2024 game.
Okay.
Obviously, I hope you guys know that. Oh, so is Avowed, by the way. Avowed is 2024, and so is Persona 3 Arena. Sorry, Persona 3
Arena.
Reload.
Whoa.
They for Arena basically Access 3 Arena. We did get a new trailer for a game that I really want to play as well.
Hmm.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
The whispers still freak me the fuck out. That's
Yeah.
cool. I love it.
This is a little more of like a story focus, more like a personal like focus on like your main character.
I've been seeing that people were mad that they didn't show action in combat, but like also, have you played Hellblade?
No.
It's basically that. What they showed was Hellblade. Like that is what Hellblade is. It's
Hmm.
someone who suffers psychosis. It's someone who is dealing with her internal selves and these voices in her head at all freaking times.
Hmm.
Like that is the game. It looks great. I thought it looked awesome. 2024. We finally got an actual release window for it. And damn, dude, 2024 sounding stacked. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, Avowed, Hellblade 2. That's crazy, dude. That was stacked. I was not expecting this, and I don't know if you were either, but Like a Dragon 8
Yeah, I wasn't.
got shown here. And I was like, yo, we just got out of Summer Games Fest when they talked about Like a Dragon Gaiden. Bro, Sega, what are you on? Like making these games? They didn't show gameplay, mind you. Well, I don't think they need to. You know what it is.
Right.
Now, for clarification, it is now retitled Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This is the 8th mainline game in the series. Like, this is the actual 8. Which is why it's called Infinite, because it's got the infinity sign.
Yeah, it's Mario Kart
8. yeah. But what people I think are failing to understand what kind of game it is a sequel to Yakuza 7 or, and for us, Yakuza Like a Dragon. So this is a turn-based RPG. This is not the beat 'em up stuff that's in the previous Yakuza / Like a Dragon games.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an actual turn-based RPG. This is the next one. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks cool. And it's a Game Pass game.
Nice.
This is the section of the show where I was like, oh, and I'm trying to get a reactions video up soon on Tanuki Media, and you're gonna see when we all said it at once. But Fallout 76 got shown here again.
Yeah. We were just like, false alarm, everybody. It's just 76.
Yeah. I think I quote unquote said after reviewing some of the footage, I said, oh, it's just Fallout 76. Anyways, dude, Like a Dragon. Like, holy shit. Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Got it.
And it's a new DLC coming out. You're going to Atlantic City, quote unquote. You know what? From what I hear, the game got better. I don't know. I haven't tried it. And we're gonna get into that with another game soon.
Sure.
But after that, this is where they announced the Capcom game, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess.
That was a wild review. Like, we didn't know what it was. Like, we saw like weird like fictional like things like floating in the sky, and then Capcom logo shows up. I'm like, what the hell, dude? What is going on? Is this Monster Hunter?
I was confused. I saw Capcom. I saw crazy Japanese architecture. I saw these crazy demons. I almost fucking cried when I was like, and I you can hear me in the reaction video going, is this fucking Onimusha? I will literally fucking cry if it's Onimusha. And I was like, please don't let it be Onimusha, dude. Oh my God, I'm going to lose it. And it wasn't. It's a new IP. That's cool. I'm in. That's not something I had on the bingo card, dog. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a cool reveal. Especially because Capcom seems to be more buddy-buddy with PlayStation nowadays.
True.
And the fact that Xbox was able to showcase one of their games, cool. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see new experiences. Am I going to buy it on Xbox? Probably not, but it is a Game Pass game. So I might try it on Xbox before I buy the PS5 version. So that's cool. The next one, I believe, I think we all have one specific game that was the game of show. We all have one agreed game of show here. But this next one was our friend Manuel's game of show. Like that one, without counting the one that we all agree on.
Okay.
And this is Forza Motorsport.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, it looks like a good Forza. It's really crucial for Xbox to make sure Forza looks good, because this is the Motorsport series. This is not Horizon, right? Like, this is not the arcadey, open world, fun mission stuff. This is the look how good our console can look. Like, this is the game that will showcase what the console is capable of power-wise. It's what Gran Turismo has always done for PlayStation. It's what Forza has always done for Xbox. So, you know what? It looks really good in that sense, in that regard. And I'm looking forward to trying it out. It's Game Pass, so why not?
True.
The next one was the other game, Elder Scrolls Online.
And you're like, yeah, people probably enjoyed that. That's
I did think it was kind of cool. They showed off some Skyrim stuff. I was like,
oh,
wow.
That music. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like, it looks cool. I wish I had gotten into it back in the day, but I feel like I'm way too late to the party.
Yeah, same.
They had the balls to show Overwatch 2.
Oh my god.
They had the
Yeah.
balls to really show us these cool cutscenes. After saying they canceled the whole reason they called it Overwatch 2. Thank you for that one. You didn't need to do that. That was
God.
honestly the worst trailer in the entire show. So thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I have to sit here and say that it's worse than Fallout 76, come on now.
No, my god.
At least Fallout 76 had a cute little funny song.
It's true.
The next game was also the other game that got leaked. And again, I would have been so hyped to see it
It
here
would have been cool.
had it not been leaked. And that is Persona 5 Tactica, a tactical turn-based RPG in the Persona 5 universe.
Specifically, yeah.
And it kind of looks more like XCOM than it does like.
Yeah.
I'm in. I like that. I mean, Mario plus Rabbids is more XCOM, so I am so in. This game I should have mentioned it back before. Persona 3 Reload actually has already been confirmed for PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5.
Whoa.
Not the Switch.
Not the Switch.
That's kind of weird considering a lot of the leaked retailers are saying Switch. And what's also weird is PlayAsia just put it up for Switch.
Huh?
I'm not gonna sit here and say there might not be a Nintendo Direct this month. But I'm also not gonna sit here and say
emulation.
Nintendo may or may not be wanting to announce the Switch version at their show as well. They did this with Persona 3, 4, 5 last year, remember?
I don't recall.
Yeah. The Xbox had the announcement that they were gonna bring 3, 4, and 5 to Game Pass.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. I do.
And then everyone was like, "That's fucking crazy. What about Switch?" And no announcement for Switch. And then at the very end of the month, the final piece of that direct was 3, 4, 5 coming to Switch. So this 3 Reload may very well be coming to Switch. We don't know. But as of right now, as we're talking in the date of this episode, nothing has been confirmed for Switch for this game. Persona 5 Tactica has been confirmed for Switch. So as a Switch fan, and the fact that I had been collecting the Persona 5 games on there, I will definitely buy the Switch version. It is confirmed for Xbox Series XS, PS4, PS5, and Switch, and PC. So you know what? Cool. The more people that get to play Persona, the better. And I'm in.
Cool.
Also, Game Pass. You gotta love it. Don't Nod made an appearance with Jusant.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much just a climbing like with storytelling like incorporated with it.
A very Anaya game. Yep.
You think he would be done with that?
He likes those, like he loves indie games. That's why I keep calling him Anaya.
I mean, games. Yeah, but like I feel like it's only just like there's some cool, interesting like ways to interact with the climbing aspect of things, and it gets woven into the story aspect. I just don't know if the gameplay by itself would hold his attention. Maybe. Yeah.
The next game was the Chinese Rooms Still Wakes the Deep.
Oh yeah.
This is an interesting horror game coming in 2024.
Any news or anything we know about that one? Aside from that?
It's a horror game.
Okay.
That's all. That's as far as they got. Another 2024 game was this was another Anaya game for sure. And that's Dungeons of Hindenburg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's got really cool cel shaded visuals coming in 2024. Looks cool.
Is that Hi-Fi 2?
Yeah, we were like, wait a minute. The next announcement was Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. And I said this on our reaction thing, and I'm going to say it right here, right now.
Okay.
If that version of Phantom Liberty, like if the Phantom Liberty update comes out on a disc with the original game on it, I think I'm going to finally do it.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'm going to finally pull the trigger and play it. It actually looks really good. I've heard that they fixed a lot of things that made the game bad to begin with. So I'm in.
Keanu Reeves is there and everything. Check it out.
Next, they announced Cities Skylines 2.
I can't believe it.
And hey, you know what?
Well, I mean, it's there. It's a thing, yeah.
I got to give Xbox props. They were showing a variety of games. Like they weren't just here to please everybody or to please one specific set of people. They were here to please everybody. And City Skylines, I hear, is very popular for the SimCity like fans. So you know what? Good on you. I'm glad you got what you wanted. For me, I'm more of a The Sims like kind of person. So for me, I'm not really into the SimCity aspect, but that could change. I am currently trying out Age of Empires 2 on Xbox, so we'll see. The next one got me pumped. And here's the thing. Persona 3 Reload got leaked, and so did Persona 5 Tactica. I am so happy that this Atlas announcement did not get leaked, because this made me open my eyes and go, oh my fucking god, that is not what I was expecting at the showcase. That's fucking cool. I wish I had that same reaction for Persona 5 and 3, but I got it here. And this game has been a long time coming, dude. I'm talking 8 years in the making. This is Metaphor de Wow, I gotta get the name right. Hold on.
Metaphor
de Fantasio? Yeah, Metaphor de Fantasio. It is the next game by the Persona team. The Persona team left Atlas, right? The main people from the Persona team left Atlas, created their own Studio Zero. And then Atlas was so impressed with that studio that they said, hey, we want to publish your game. So they're back at Atlas, baby.
That's so weird. What were the conversations like?
But what's really cool is it's a game that doesn't have to be tied down to the Persona franchise. It looks and has the styles of Persona, but more fantasy-like. And the style of it looks really cool looking. The UI looks crazy. And it has the composer of the Persona series. Oh, you fucking got me. That's all I had to hear. That game looks sick, dude. This was the long overdue announced Project Re Zero, which was from Studio Zero, and the Re is actually in the name, which is funny that they called it that back in the day. This is the long title that people have been wanting to see for a very long time. It's here. It is a Game Pass Day 1 game, which is fucking nuts.
Oh my god.
And as of the making of this podcast today, it is also confirmed for PS5. This one is not getting a Switchboard.
Damn.
Well, PS5, PS4, which is weird. It's a PS4 game. I guess. Why not?
All right.
But it is not getting a Switch version. And you know what? That makes sense. I understand. That's one game where I'm like, yeah, it's got to be a next gen RPG. They can't keep making the older versions. But then it has a PS4 version, so maybe it is a Switch version, and they're waiting again. Rumored Nintendo Direct. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. But it looks good, dude. It looks really cool. The next game is a Xbox first party game. But it's not one of their main studios. This is from their publishing branch.
Okay.
And this is from Stoic, the developers of the Banner Saga.
Oh, right. Okay.
And this is Towerborn. Coming in 2024. It looks like a beat 'em up.
It does, yeah.
Looks like a beat 'em up. I don't know if I was super into it. I thought it looked fine, but again, Game Pass game, so I'm willing to try it.
True.
Yeah. It is first party, so it is an exclusive Xbox game. So it looks cool. And then the last announcement, which was my game of the show, which was my personal, the one that we don't all agree on, was my personal game of the show. And it is the next game from inXile. And it is called Clockwork Revolution. And I thought that game looked crazy good, dude. It kind of gives off BioShock Infinite vibes for sure. I get it. But inXile has since confirmed that this is a total inXile RPG. There's decision making you got to do. There are create your own character. There's this world that's being built around you. Yes, this is a 100% an inXile style RPG done in a first person shooter. And I'm in. That's all you had to say. The release date was kind of sus though. It says coming in due time. And I'm like, damn.
It
That
comes
means
out
it's
when
not
it comes out.
2024. Yep. Comes out when it comes out. Justin, overall,
Was that all
how
of
do you
them?
like the show?
Oh,
That
sorry.
was all. There's one trailer I didn't mention. I'm gonna get to it right now.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a reason for that.
Okay. No, I think it was pretty solid just to kind of show promise of like just brand new like first party games just being shown. Also third party as well. It's
I
just really
think
strong just to see just brand new IPs shown in the mix and not necessarily like older franchises, though that's not a bad thing. But it shows like promise to the future. There's very few like IPs that get shown off like nowadays that like carry throughout. I think there's probably many others, but I only think about like Horizon that kind of like continues since its announcement. But yeah, no,
I thought I thought it was really good. I thought the show was really, really good. Well paced. No bullshit. No
yeah,
fluff in
yeah,
between.
that's true.
Even the bad trailers were still like it was still paced well.
Mm.
Um, I will say that we got release windows, right? We didn't really get confirmed hard dates. That kind of bothers me a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. We got 2024.
Yeah,
Cool. When in 2024? You didn't say early, you didn't say late, you didn't say,
when
you know what I mean?
though?
Like when in 2024? We talking like January? We talking like, you know what I mean?
I get you. I
So
get you.
we didn't really get real release dates. We got year windows, which is okay, fine. Also I do want to say that the Japanese presence in this Xbox, dude,
Pretty
was
strong.
strong. I mean, for fucks, you got the most Japanese company on here. You got Atlas. That literally might as well be the most Japanese ass like company you can get.
Mm.
On top of that, remember Atlas is owned by Sega, and Sega was here with Like a Dragon 8. Like that's crazy.
Sega Atlas had a strong presence here, and that's really
Huge,
good. Just saying that there's been
huge
a
presence.
big kind of like just to advocate for like more like JRPGs kind of like showing up on the platform. It's good.
And like Japanese style games, because you got Capcom here with
True.
Kunitsugami. Yeah, you had Capcom show up too, and that's really big important too.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Capcom is now considered one of the best third party publishers, period. Yeah, them showing up to show off a game on the Xbox platform is a good thing. But really, the meat and potatoes here was the first party. They
Mm.
did exactly what I wanted to see for the most part. Were there some companies I still have questions for? Absolutely. Where the fuck was Everwild?
Mm.
Where's Perfect Dark? You know, where the hell is State of Decay 3? Why is that game taking so
Bro.
long? It's just State of Decay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what are they really changing in that game to make it called 3? But there was definitely a lot of questions. Where's Gears? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Coalition, what are they doing?
exactly. But what they showed first party wise is what got me interested and excited to play those games on
Mm.
Xbox. Like it makes me happy I have a Series X now. Like I have something to look forward to. I have something to grasp onto finally.
Yeah.
And not just these like Wii U style releases where we get one game for like 6 months and then that's it. But other than that, there's also one complaint. I have to complain about it.
Go ahead.
And this is the trailer I purposely skipped because I didn't think it needed to be there. And here's the thing, here's the problem. It is our universally known, like it is between all four of us that were there that day. This was the game of show. Absolutely the game of show. But I don't think they needed a trailer for it, and that's Starfield.
Did you talk about Clockwork already?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
my personal game of show.
Got it.
Anaya's was South of Midnight. Manuel's was Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsport. What was yours? Disregarding Starfield. Because I think we can all agree that Starfield was and is
Aside from
the game that
Starfield.
we all sat there with our jaws to the floor.
I can't say. I actually can't say. It's good. It was great. There was nothing that like I was like super amped for because I had very little experience with anything that was recognizable.
Okay. But is there something there that maybe you caught your curiosity more than normal?
Couldn't say there on that one either.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. I wonder what Mark's game of show was. Not Starfield, obviously.
It would have been Sandland, but that didn't even show up. Bandai Namco was
Well,
not there.
you know what? What's funny when we say Bandai Namco wasn't there. I mean, they did announce Sandland for Series X. It was at the Summer Games Fest. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they needed to be at the Microsoft show.
Mm-hmm.
Although it would have been really cool, but you know. But let's get into it.
Okay.
This was the absolute game of show. All of our jaws were on the goddamn floor by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never been so hyped for a game by this studio in a long, long time. Dude, Starfield looks amazing. Holy shit. I am living in a world right now where I don't know if Zelda's a surefire bet for game of the year. I don't want to make that bet anymore.
I think it's still very strong at this point to do it. You know what? I'd still say it still holds a spot there, but it does have competition. I think Starfield definitely fits that bill.
Obviously, we need to play it, right? Like, I can't sit here and say it's gonna be amazing. I need to actually play it.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we were shown, I have never been more interested in this game until now.
They did a good job with that.
They showed exactly, and you know what the craziest part is? After we finished all that, after you went home that night, after everything, I thought about it.
Mm.
They didn't show us the story.
No, they kind of did.
We're explorers.
We're explorers. We're primarily working under whatever the name of the association
Constellation.
is. Yeah, and we're just helping them out.
But they didn't actually show us what a story mission looks like. They didn't show us any of that. They just, I'm sure they didn't show us. They barely scratched the surface of that goddamn game.
Mm-hmm.
It was 40 minutes long. Dude, they went all out on that game, and I was like, "What the fuck, yo!" I'm genuinely excited for this game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm saying that. I wasn't like, I thought Starfield's gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. I never had any doubt in that. It's Bethesda Game Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a Fallout 76 situation. This is the next big RPG since Fallout 4.
Mm.
I wasn't expecting it to be on that kind of scope. I really hope this is the big turning point for Xbox, dude, because if that game does what I think it's going to do in terms of like reviews,
it's gonna put them back on the map.
I think we might have a fucking, I'm telling you, dude, I'm not sure if Zelda's a surefire bet this year. I would like to say that because I love Zelda, and I think Tears of the Kingdom is the best game I played all year.
True.
I'm just not sure if it's a surefire bet anymore.
It kind of depends because they both tackle the exact same things that us as the players would want to do. We just want to be enveloped with the world and just figure things out. There is a story, but the discovery is what like sets it apart, and I think that's super important for these big open world games. And Starfield is much larger, so I mean,
it is much larger, but larger doesn't always mean better, right?
This is true. Yeah, I was gonna say because there's the promise of different like planets to visit, and not every single thing. And like if they're the scale of planets, then it's like that's a little bit much. Like how much are you actually squeezing in there? Unless it's like filled with like such rich details here and there, side quests, rewards. That's important. Rewards.
Right, because you want to actually have something to do. You don't want to just go on the planet and you're like, well, I'm gonna explore it. Well, there was nothing here.
I found some crabgrass.
Yeah. Oh well, I found this new alien species. I'm gonna fight real quick, and there's nothing for it.
Found my 26th sandwich. All right.
My god.
Add it to my pile.
But like like there is still concerns of like what the actual progression is in the game. But it's the amount of detail. It's the amount of detail that's going into it, right? Like there's so much things you can do with your classes, how you can build your character, how you can actually interact with things. It's not really like, it's unlike any other Bethesda game they've made so far. to an extent. I think the gunplay is a little Fallout 4-ish,
Hmm.
but the difference is there's not numbers being shown up all over the place. There's more concentration on action than there is like the RPG elements, but there's still big RPG elements all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my big thing is definitely just the level up tree, just to see what you can really experiment later on.
I'm very much looking forward to that game. I gotta finish Final Fantasy 16 before it comes out.
Mm.
Wish me luck.
Oh my god.
Also Pikmin 4, because I know that that's a game Katrina and I are gonna play, and that's in July. That's literally 2 weeks before Starfield, so wish me luck. But I am that is my most anticipated game after Final Fantasy 16 right now. Like Final Fantasy 16 is literally on Friday. It's coming out.
Bro.
So my next most anticipated game is Starfield, and I'm really looking forward to it. And now I gotta at least put in a decent amount of time in the Starfield, because I highly doubt I'm gonna beat it before Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Yeah.
I doubt it. But I am going to put enough time into it and see where I'm at with that game.
True.
And it's a Game Pass game, dude.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, base Game Pass. Dude, the game looks great. I didn't think I was going to be excited for a Bethesda RPG again. I haven't been excited since Skyrim, dude.
Oh my god, Skyrim did crazy things to us.
And it's like, dude, I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe how fucking good that game looks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get lost again.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for space stuff.
Yep.
I want to like if I could like make any like Nintendo branded ship, but not actually be the Nintendo branded ship, that'd be great.
Oh my god, the 99-cent bootlegs. Yeah, dude. Bethesda also confirms the resolutions and frame rates for the game. The game will be 4K 30 on Xbox Series X, and the game will be 1440 30 on Series S. First of all, before we go into frame rates, I gotta say, target resolution for 1440 on the S, thank you. That's really cool, because you don't really see S get to hit that frame rate or that resolution too much. Usually it's capped at 1080p. So for Series S players, hell yeah, that's great. Especially because, again, this is a Game Pass game, and Series S players are mostly on Game Pass. Having said that, I know the big controversy is that it's 30 frames only.
No, it's that collections edition. It doesn't have a physical copy.
Oh, that's too. Yeah, fuck them for
that's
charging
vile.
$300. $300 for a version of a game that doesn't come with the game physically. Bullshit. Because of the steelbook.
But I've thought about it. I finally get it. It's because of the Series S. It's because of the digital version of the PlayStation 5.
No, fuck that. If I'm spending $300, dude, I expect that game in there, dude. That's crazy.
And there's no other way to like compensate like physical collectors for it, so they kind of have to like do something. It's tough.
I'm gonna play that game on Game Pass until it becomes a little bit cheaper, and then I'm just gonna buy it physically because I do want Starfield in my collection.
That's fair. I think I'll do the same thing too.
But dude, what was I gonna say? September 9th. September 9th is when that game releases. And I think Xbox knows that. That's why the rest of the year is just Starfield and Forza.
Yeah, they know, like, wait, when's Forza?
October.
Oh wow. Alright, well, alright.
They're gonna ride Starfield essentially into 2024, and that's fine. You know, hey, no, look, Nintendo can do it with Zelda, so can Xbox and Starfield. That's all I gotta say.
Alright.
I'm looking forward to it though. It looks really good, dude. But the 30 frames per second controversy, right?
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
A lot of people are upset that the game is running 30 frames only, and it's like, I think people seem to forget that we had a pandemic, and so a lot of games are cross-gen games, and you know, we had the ability to make games where it's like, yeah, the PS4 version is 30 frames, but the PS5 version is the same game that we're building on PS4, but upscaling it so you can run it 60 frames if you want to. You know what I mean?
That's
and
cool.
we live in an era. And I've said this before, and I still stand by this, right? I usually play in performance mode, no matter what. And this is, and I mean, in this generation, if you play performance mode on PS4 and Xbox One, you take way too much of a hit for me to be okay, comfortable with performance. I'd rather just
Yeah.
play it at 30. In this day and age, on the PS5 Series X, I do play performance when possible, when I feel like it's not a dramatic hit. My comfortable level of performance mode is 1440p, 60 frames per second. That's it. If it hits 1080p, I'm sorry, I'm probably playing it in quality mode. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost was turned off by what was it? Horizon Forbidden West, because that game originally launched with 1080p 60 frames, and I was like, ooh, maybe not for me. but they did release a patch that bumps it to 1440p, so in performance. So, you know. But my comfortable level is 1440p 60 frames when I'm playing on Series X and PS5. However, when the game is purposely locking it to 30 frames, then I'm cool with it as long as it doesn't stutter, as long as it's a consistent good 30 frames.
Yeah.
And there's a legitimate reason as to why it needs to be 30 frames. A good example of this is A Plague Tale Requiem. Yes, it has performance modes now, but when that game launched, it did not have a performance mode. The game was stuck on 30 frames per second. Guess what? The game was nominated for Game of the Year. So I think I think people seem to forget that we were living in a pandemic. Games were cross-gen like crazy, and we're finally coming out of that phase where now we're starting to see the actual true next-gen only versions of games. And people are going to want to utilize as much of the hardware as possible. So we're going to start coming back to that standard of 30 frames per second, right? It's going to be the normal standard again. Having said that, if y'all actually thought Starfield was going to hit 60 frames on console, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. That game's scope and what's going on in the game, and the fact that it's running on the Creation engine, which is the same engine that has powered all of their games since Morrowind, you're crazy. There's no way in hell that game runs 60 frames perfectly on the S Series X without compromises. And honestly, Todd Howard himself even said it. Like, we wanted the game to look good. We wanted this game to be the visual showcase. So you know what? Locking it to 30 was a style choice. And I agree. If the game is consistently stable,
it'll be fine. Yeah.
Yep. You have absolutely no complaints from me. But there's a lot of people who are very mad about it. They're like, oh my God, this game's not going to run 60. Come on, now, give me the performance issues. And then there's the Sony ponies who are saying, oh, well, Redfall didn't run 30. So I was like, wait a minute. Redfall should have ran 60 out the gate because it's a multiplayer shooter, right? Like that's a very different game than what Starfield is. Starfield is a game that doesn't need 60 frames. Redfall is a game that needs 60 frames. You want to be consistent with your friends.
But also, yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is there's a certain time, there's certain games and genres you don't need 60 frames for. Big open world RPGs, you don't. And people are weird. They're making like comparisons to Zelda running 30 frames, and I'm like, yo, that's a Switch. Stop. Like, if you expect 60 frames on the Switch from that kind of game, you're even more crazier than I thought. I don't know.
There's also that talk about like the hardware. Like we're talking about like these really big, especially Starfield, big ambitious games, and you know the Series X and S and PlayStation 5 and 4, well 5. They definitely had that era of just like getting you like high performance games, but it was always locked between like its predecessor, like, and now we're talking about like full-fledged exclusive only. And that's gonna just be the trend going forward because, as we talked about earlier, with the whole Prince of Persia talks, and I think other like when we're talking about like the retro game stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
is that we're dealing with a whole different space. We're not talking about like 2D platforming. We're talking about like 3D scope, like it's larger than you walking across the entire world size type of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
The scope is way too big, and the physics engines that they're using in there would not let that game hit 60 for the same visual quality that they're going for.
And each development is like just different from the next. Like some
Mm-hmm.
are able to just do super well, and they just have the resources and the knowledge to do it. And some other companies just don't have that. So it's
From
just
what I'm,
yeah,
I was gonna say, from what I'm hearing, id Software is helping with that game.
bro.
That's crazy. They're helping with the motion blur stuff. So, which
Oh,
if
interesting.
you know Doom, the motion blur is actually really solid
Mm,
on Doom and Doom Eternal. Sorry, Doom 2016. So id Software does know how to work that, but they
mm.
also use their own engine, the id Tech engine. So from what I'm hearing from Todd Howard, like from what I've read, it is there to help implement that into the creation engine.
Okay,
So
okay.
it is credited with helping with the game.
Nice, nice, nice.
So, and now that I hear that, it makes sense as to why they have not announced their next game, because they've been busy helping Starfield. That's cool. That's really cool. But again, there are these things like people don't understand. Like, I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand game programming. I'm not that kind of person.
Mm.
I understand certain things. I know what I'm looking at when I see frame rates, you know, but I'm not a person who understands what goes into a game. Like I don't know how to read source codes. I don't know how to read or programming language. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So I'm still excited. 30 frames is fine. I don't care. Game looks great. I think it's 125 gigs, by the way.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh jeez.
I have it pre-installed on my Xbox now, and it's only 300 megabytes for the pre-install. But like the actual full game is 125-ish gigs.
Oh, oh.
So get ready for that.
That is probably why they came up with a whole like Series S upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now
wild.
that was it for that day. Any last thoughts on that?
Um, I was still thinking about your question initially. Like aside from Starfield, what was the biggest thing that popped out to you? What was your like show or game of the show? Um, that's still a really hard question for me. But I have been thinking about that, but I don't have an answer. That's any different.
Sorry.
Nah, that's all right. I'm just like, I can't really think of one.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I do want to get into this really quickly. I don't want to sit here and sit on this too long, because there is one more thing we have to discuss.
Nintendo?
No, I wish. Um, no, is that people forgot that there was an Xbox Showcase Extended.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yep, they delve deeper into certain things. So I'm not going to really go into the details of certain ones, but I do want to bring up some of the new announcements that were
Okay.
done at that show. We got into Cyberpunk 2077 again. They actually showed gameplay. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, put that on a disc. CD Projekt Red, I'll buy it. A new paid DLC expansion to High on Life got announced.
What was it High on Knife?
High on Knife, and apparently it's more horror based instead of comedy.
That's what?
I don't know. I never actually played it. Have you? Have you played High on Life?
No, I haven't yet. No.
It's on Game Pass still. I should probably really try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently a new game called the Lamplighters League is a tactical RPG.
I sounds familiar. Like
I don't know. I don't even know who's making it.
mm,
They showed more Avowed. Game looks great, like I said. Let's see. They showed a new game called The First Descendant. It's a third-person looter shooter. Apparently, it was on PC already.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to Xbox this year. They showed more Towerborn.
Yeah, actually a little bit more, and I was actually surprised by that. It kind of makes me want to like play a little bit more.
Yeah. They did show Fallout 76, but they actually didn't show the Atlantic City reveal. They actually showed a new reveal called Once in a Blue Moon, and it's a actual new update this year. Apparently, Atlantic City is scheduled for next year. So there's that. Hi-Fi Rush is getting an update.
Oh yeah, this is crazy.
That's super cool. It's getting the Arcade Challenge update, adding 2 new modes, BPM Rush and Power Up Tower Up. And you get to unlock new like costumes in those modes. There's like it's like a roguelike mode essentially. Yeah, like they strip you of all of your powers, and you just gotta, as you're going up the tower, you earn them back.
Yeah.
In random orders. So that's kind of crazy. Elder Scrolls Online, they talked more about Necrom.
Yeah, they did.
Again, it looks cool. I just can't. I don't know if I can commit to a MMO like that right now. So, the big, in my opinion, one of the 2 biggest announcements here is that Phasmophobia is coming to consoles.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
That is a very popular PC horror game. It is going to include cross-platform play, free content updates, unique ghost personalities, seasonal events, a rewarding progression system, collectibles and trophies, customizable difficulty, handcrafted weekly challenges, customization, optional objectives, equipment loadouts, and more. They actually did an entire in-depth look at Exoprimal by Capcom. So again, they're getting the Japanese support here. Cool. It looks like exactly what we thought earlier. Looks like a Lost Planet with dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's not really much to add there, so yeah.
They talked about this thing called the Developer Acceleration Program.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like these very small studios that are like announcing games. So it was kind of cool. I'll just name the titles of the games, and you can kind of look up for yourself. Drag Her, Stray Gods, the role playing musical. Sonzai, Slime Heroes, Naiad.
Slime Heroes, all right.
Spirit Swap, Lo-Fi Beats the Match 3. Oh, sorry. Spirit Swap, Lo-Fi Beats the Match 3 2. Botany Manor, Despelote, Islands of Wind, Psychorama, and El Paso Elsewhere. Next, they talk about that Dune collab for Microsoft Flight Sim.
Oh, they did talk about that. I kind of...
There's a new game called Go Mecha Ball.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember it.
I don't know. They showed off more Lies of P.
Yee.
Hell yeah. They talked more about Hellblade 2. But they didn't really show the game. They actually have announced that the performance capture is done.
Yeah, that's very much what it was.
They showed off more Lightyear Frontier, which was that game they announced last year. That robot mech game. Yeah.
Barely remember it.
And then the second biggest announcement, in my opinion, was the indie games coming to Game Pass. And I wanted to bring up some of these. I'm going to name them all, but I want to bring up the big ones that I think are the ones you should be looking out for. I'll kind of stop when I get to some of them. There's like 3 of them. Another Crab's Treasure. That is one of the bigger ones. It's the Souls-like. Yeah.
The Souls-like with crabs.
Yup. It looks really cool. Little Kitty Big City.
That's Sephi's like, forget Strafe. Forget Zelda.
That's a Sephi ass game. Tectonica.
Sounds familiar.
Sea of Stars is a Game Pass game, dude. That's the game of show, dude. Like at this thing. Sea of Stars looks fantastic, and I can't wait to play it, dude. Harold Halibut. Galactic Care. Stop it, ads. I apologize. Neon White is the other one. That's huge. That's a
Yeah.
really cool first-person shooter. Although it's got really very generic anime tropes, it's still a cool looking first-person shooter.
Oh, okay.
Minako's Night Market, which was announced at a
I
Nintendo
remember
indie.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. The Bookwalker and the Wandering Village. So 10 indie games coming to Game Pass. Cool.
All right. All right.
And then they ended it with a deeper look at 33 Immortals.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they had Phil Spencer actually playing it. And you know what?
I appreciate
looks
that.
fun.
Yeah, it does.
That was it. I know it was a lot to go through, but yeah. This really felt like E3, like all these announcements, dude.
Mm-hmm. Which is good because I think that's ultimately what they're trying to do, and I think as more established Summer Games Fest becomes, the more likely it will just become the E3. Now, granted, E3 is still a thing, but you know, it's not. Well, actually, wait, didn't they cancel, or was it like one of those things where
they quote unquote canceled it this year and said they'll try again next year? And I'm like, all right.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, because you know, with the three main like game consoles like gone,
We'll see about that.
we'll show him.
Overall, I thought Xbox's presence this week was huge.
I think it was strong.
That's what they needed. They needed that shot in the arm, that boost to really show off the brand and understand that this is what Xbox is going to offer you.
Yeah.
You know, like we're in this too. Like we're not just here to and that I was going to say we're not just here to like not exist, you know, like we have these games coming. That's all you needed to be. Right? Like it's all needed to be. And especially with Sony not showing off the major studios at the last showcase, showing off the new studios, and even then they were CGIs. Like, oof. Because let's be real, Sony still got Death Stranding 2 coming. We got whatever Naughty Dog's working on. We got Wolverine. We got whatever Sucker Punch is working on. You know, Bungie is owned by PlayStation, so you got Marathon. You know, like you have PlayStation has the games, they just didn't want to show it, which is weird. That sounds like an Xbox thing to do.
Yeah.
So, either way, I thought the Xbox showcase was great. Best showcase they've had in a very long time. I'd still give it an 8 out of 10 though.
Same, I would say so.
Yeah. Gave it an 8 out of 10. They could have done without the Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls trailers, but I get it. They got to show the live service games. And they did not need a almost 4-minute Starfield trailer in the showcase when they were already going to do a 46-minute presentation on Starfield.
Yeah, I can't even say anything about that one. That was weird.
It was weird. It was a damn good trailer, but it was weird.
True.
Like, and then it ended weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended with Clockwork Revolution, and had that have been like the proper one more thing, I would have thought it was a good ending. But they let it play, and then Phil Spencer came out, and then he like recapped the whole show, and then said, like, "All right, the one big thing you've been waiting for, Starfield Direct." And I was like, "Wait a minute, the show's done?" Like, in my opinion, you could have done. You could have gone two ways, right? You could have put Fable at the end instead, and make that the one more big thing. Or Clockwork is a big enough game, in my opinion, for them to say, "Hey, we want to be excited for this game. Here's the one more big thing." They could have done that, but they didn't say it was the last one big thing. They just let it play.
Yeah,
and that kind of you know. But hey, other than that, damn good show. I'm excited. I've actually been playing my Xbox more right now.
That's good.
Yeah. Every time I get a little bit flustered with Zelda, I'll stop for a little bit and I'll play my Xbox.
Gotcha.
Yep. And I think that's it.
That's it. I want to pose this question because I think we talked about Nintendo a little bit. It's about the Direct, right? Kind of due for one, like, for this month. It happened last month. It was like near the end of June. It was a little minis partner Direct. What do you think? Do you think
there was a partner Direct last year or last month? Oh, it was the Indies.
Or last year, yeah.
Oh, that there was a partner showcase.
It was June 28th of 2022.
So have Nintendo not just bank on the fact that Zelda came out in May and all we have is Pikmin 4 for July. If they had announced maybe like a September game or maybe a October game, I probably would have told you, it'll probably be a partner showcase this month. The problem is I don't think it's gonna be a partner showcase. If they're gonna do it, I think they better do an actual direct and really show us what's next, first party wise. Because I can sit here and be excited for your JRPGs and re-releases all day. But Nintendo games is what I'm looking forward to. They don't even have to be that big, guys. Like Nintendo, literally, let me put this into perspective. If you were to drop Metroid Prime 2 remastered,
Bruh?
Metroid Prime 3 remastered,
Bruh?
The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and then kind of sprinkle those throughout the rest of the year up until whatever Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I would literally be cool with that. But I also don't think Nintendo wants to not have Tears of the Kingdom be the big Zelda boy this year. You know what I mean? Like I don't think releasing Wind Waker and Twilight is going to do much to impact Tears of the Kingdom sales, but and I think the opposite. I think it's going to help them, but whatever. So I don't know. I think if they're going to do a direct, it's going to be an actual like direct. It's not going to be a showcase, a partner showcase. We need to see more of a first party. And if they do a partner showcase, I would be truly shocked. So that's how I feel.
I get you. I feel like they would just like on like purely a traditional like or tradition type of like mind frame, but I know they don't really operate like that all the time. But I was just thinking like if there was one, would there be a chance of it showing up like next week out of the blue, or would it really just be an end of month type of thing?
When does Fire Emblem come out? The 23rd?
Yes. 23rd. 22nd, 23rd
is a what?
I think it's slated for the 22nd, which is Thursday.
Are you sure? I could have sworn it said 20. Let me double check. Let me double check.
Okay.
Nope.
Speaking of Fire Emblem, like I know, like as far as the mobile game stuff, like Nintendo's like throwing their hat into the ring, and they still technically have it with like Intelligent Systems and Fire Emblem Heroes.
The 23rd.
23rd? Okay.
It's Friday, but technically it'll come out on the 22nd. It'll come out the 22nd at night. Or like at 6 p.m. or something. It's because in Japan it's already the next day.
Fair.
That's how it works. But yes, it's the 23rd. So if they're gonna do a direct, it would be on that Wednesday.
Sure. Okay. All right.
If they're gonna do one. If it's next week. If it's not next week, I don't know. Maybe July?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Isn't the Annapurna showcase soon?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, but I don't remember what day or time.
Yeah. I think they want to work around that.
Sure, okay.
Remember, companies work around each other to make sure the directs don't like intersect each other.
This is true. But okay. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Obviously,
there was a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm blanking. Didn't Square Enix do a thing this past week?
Oh fuck, yo, Final Fantasy 16 presentation. All they did was drop the trailer or the demo. I haven't played it. Have you?
I'm going to do that tonight.
Oh, cool. I purposely am going to stay away from it because it's apparently the actual opening chapters.
Yeah, and save stuff carries over. So.
So I personally was like, oh, okay, if it's going to be like that, I kind of just want to wait till the day of.
Fair. That's all.
That's a me thing. I get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I forgot about Final Fantasy. Yeah, they did a whole presentation. It was kind of whatever.
Yeah,
It was cool.
it was cool to pander like across all the different like aspects of the game. It was definitely something where like it's cool like for the afternoon just to chill and just like be like with that type of community. But otherwise,
Hmm.
if you're looking for like the absolute news for it, it's just the demo. It's just the trailer.
I feel like they kind of cut the music section. Like they literally talked about a commercial the whole time.
Oh my god.
Like, bro, that's not what I was here for. Like, but whatever. What do I know?
But alrighty. Alright. I think that's pretty much everything. So we'll go ahead and call it here. Guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Podcast. It's been episode 300 or 463. My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip.
And thanks for watching, everybody. And hashtag bye, everyone.